Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We are live here, night number 2 of the 16th annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100. We're here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. $1,000 will be going to tonight's A main winner, but before then, we'll get to our Salina 52 truck stop. Last chance qualifier getting ready to come your way. Before then, we'll have a word from National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer Scott Bloomquist on his takes of the Gobbler 100.
Hey, this is National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer Scott Bloomquist, and I'm here to give you my predictions and my thoughts on the Gobbler 100 presented by Spartan Transportation. So I'm looking through this lineup here for the Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100, and I look and see Hayden Gardwell on the pole, and that name, he's become a real race car driver and really pretty goddamn good, honestly, around my area here in Tennessee, and I think he's obviously got a lot of potential and talent and won a lot of big races. But then I look to the outside of that front row and I see a kid that's just, he might be my biological son. Dylan Hauser, he's won every goddamn thing there is to win 80 times, and he's tough and he's covered with tattoos, and he's, he lives in Ocala, Florida, for Christ's sake. Like, that's anybody from Ocala is instantly harder than anybody from anywhere else. To me, in all my years of racing experience, I don't think putting Hauser on the outside front row, really anybody's going to have a fucking chance. So, and I see guys like Logan Rumsey and Tanner Tomasi, and he's a goddamn Formula One racer, and, Evans, you can't really ever fucking count him out of anything, but without goddamn Blake Majulis in the field, my own 11 he might be goddamn lonely. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. And I really like Trey Mills. He's already proven that he can win at the next level of dirt track racing, and he must just be bored wanting to do this for some extra money. I don't know. And then I look back at a guy like Kendall Tucker. He's a real racer. His cousin is looking Benji Hicks, double nickel racing. Even though Kendall wanted up all his shit on the front straightaway at Cherokee last weekend, he's still a name you got to watch. And then I looked at his outside, starting 16th from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, goddamn Caden Reynolds. And what can you say? I mean, he's looking at the names on this list, talent-wise, he's as good as anybody there is, and he's proven that. And real race cars, and he's goddamn got that right front just goddamn laid over perfect. And he's just I think he's great, and if I saw him win from 18th, I'd be thrilled. As for everybody else, I don't know who you are. You're good luck, and Thanks for tuning in to the Gobbler 100 presented by Spartan Transportation. I'm Scott Bloomquist, National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer.
All right, once again, a word from National Dirt Late Model driver Scott Bloomquist before we got started right there. And once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here for the Spartan Transportation 16th Annual Gobbler 100. Getting ready to go last chance qualifier racing coming up here in just a moment. The Salina 52 truck stop, last chance qualifier. We're 24 drivers getting ready to go. Only 2 spots on the line to start the tail end of the 1,000 to win Gobbler 100. My name is Tommy Rowe up in the booth. Joining me, Mr. Peacemaker Gaming himself, Mr. Aaron Woods behind the mic. Aaron, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing absolutely amazing, Tommy. Ready to rock and roll, ready to let these drivers loose.
And we also got the man himself, Mr. Brett Wheeler with the Ultimate Dirt TV, doing the cams and producing, showing you all the great action here tonight. But nonetheless, we're getting ready to go last chance qualifier racing. 24 drivers getting ready to go. 2 spots on the line. Aaron, this is about to get really, really wild for 40 laps.
Absolutely. It is ready to rock and roll here. These drivers are about to give it everything they had for those final 2 spots into the Gobbler 100. And starting on the pole in the number 58 machine, it's the Elite Performance Industries, number 58 of Tyler Reed. To his outside in the Majulis A Speed Shop, number 81, that is Carl Kilgore. Starting in position number 3, it's the 6th ride of Colton Herbert. And to his outside in the 31 machine, that is Landon Newman. Starting in position number 5 on the inside of row number 3, it's the 0B machine of Bradley Means, and to his outside, it's the kid. That is the 16 JR of Dustin Hennigan. Starting in position number 7 in the 43 machine, it is the Dark Side Racing, Quill Racing, number 43 of Grady Ehrman, and to his outside in the 10M machine, that is Talon Willis. Bringing up row number 5 in the number 45J, that is Kyle Jarrett. Into his outside, it's the 10 ride of Colton Zimmer. Starting in position number 11 in the number 20 machine, that is Stephen Gaines, in the number, the 07 machine. It's SDK's all messed up here for me. Stephen Gaines that we see at his outside the 20R ride. That is Colton Zimmer. We already went past Colton Zimmer. Oh my God, I'm totally lost. Tommy, I'm going to let you take over here from this one because I don't know where we're at here. SDK is all messed up for me.
Stephen Gaines and Peyton Burton make up the inside-outside row number 6. Seth Castle, Rocky Batfield in row number 7. Scott Fritz, James Stockton back there in row number 8. Row number 9, we'll see Gage Stevens, Nathan Smith, Michael Hackett, Howard Weaver, and Joshua Elliott, Jason Crow going to round out the tail end of this 22-car starting field, 40 laps to distance. Pace truck getting ready to pull in. 2 drivers getting ready to transfer out of this one. It's about to get wild. Green flag is out. Tyler Reed will lead the field down to turn number 1 and 2. Carl Kilgore giving chase down the back straightaway.
Here comes that 16 ride of Dustin Hennigan, quickly using that high side lane to his advantage as he's going to jump up into position number 3, quickly putting himself right into position as they go 3 wide here for the top spot. 3 wide, down across the start finish line, Dustin Hennigan from position number 6 into the top spot here to lead lap number 1.
What a battle we have on the speedway right now. Dustin Hennigan already up 5 positions to the race lead, letting it all hang out early. Carl Kilgore back to the inside, going to pull alongside Reed. Or Hennigan, excuse me, but Hennigan going to come around the lead on lap number 3, around the Knoxville Raceway. A long way to go.
A lot of laps left here as Colton Herbert's worked himself now back into position number 3 as Bradley Means right there to his back bumper. The 31 ride of Landon Newman trying to jump right there inside of that 0B machine as we see the 07 of Stephen Gaines way up the racetrack almost into the outside wall.
It's Dustin Hennigan still showing the way on the speedway. Carl Kilgore in second. Colton Herbert, Bradley Means. Good race right behind him. Landon Newman, I do believe Talon Willis right beside him, side by side. Tyler Reed in tow as well, but only 2 spots up for grabs. Driver's going to have to make some moves early, and we'll see who will be aggressive on the start. We'll see if the tires will wear down, and maybe some of these drivers towards the back can make a run at it. Already Nathan Smith up 7 spots, 18th to 10, make that 8 spots on the speedway.
Yeah, Nathan Smith working himself through the field here as he gets a little bit of contact with the 43 rider Grady Ehrman as they're 3 wide battling here just on the inside of the top 10, almost 4 wide here at a corner number 4. They are going to go 4 wide. Things are going to get very, very tight down the front straightaway.
And still around the speedway right now. There you see 4 wider right there. 07 of Stephen Gaines going to pull ahead to about 9th position right now. Still 4 wide around the speedway. Landon Newman. I do believe Grady Ehrman in the mix as well. Colton Zimmer in the 20 car. All battling it out. Good racing through the middle of the field right now as Dustin Hennigan still shows the way around the speedway, looking to be the class of the field already.
Yeah, Hennigan trying to run away with this one as Carl Kilgore just sitting there. Sitting pretty in position number 2, knows that he's in a transfer spot. Maybe not using up all of his equipment right now, trying to keep these drivers at bay. Maybe just trying to hold steady here in that 2nd spot.
Colton Herbert right behind him, sitting in position number 3 around the speedway. Around the speedway, Bradley Means, Talon Willis rounding out the top. First caution on the speedway.
Yeah, first caution flag's going to fly here. Looks like Jason Crow having some issues with the 27 ride here as a little deeper in the field. Things getting tight back there. Still a little 3 wide action right in front of him, and it looks like a few cars there stacked up in front of him. Landon Newman, who started in position number 4, not having the start here to this last chance qualifier that he'd hoped for.
Not at all right now on the speedway, but it's all Dustin Hennigan out front right now. Your race leader start from 6th to 1st, and had a great start right there. We'll see if he can do it once again as we're 7 laps in of this 40-lap main event, still 33 to go. That's a long time in these stock cars, Aaron.
Yeah, it's a lot of laps, a lot of time to make something happen, a lot of time to rebound and try to work yourself back up through the field. We saw a lot of drivers, unfortunately, sliding backwards in that one. You look at the driver that started on the pole position, the 58 ride of Tyler Reed, all the way back in position number 6 right now on the racetrack, and definitely not how he wanted his evening to get underway.
Keep your eye out back there on Nathan Smith in that 22 car, 18th to 7th, already here early on in this last chance qualifier. Can the 22 ride make his way even more through the field and find himself in one of those 2 coveted last chance qualifier spots? Doubled up, getting ready to go back green. I do believe this time, next time by one more trip around the speedway.
Be interesting to see drivers like Kyle Jarrett, who was in a transfer spot in his preliminary race, unfortunately got tied up in a late race restart accident and had to go to the rear of the field, couldn't rebound, and he's in this last chance qualifier trying to work himself into the show here. Showed a lot of speed. We'll have to see if Kyle Jarrett had something late in this race.
Yeah, definitely still there's some heavy hitters all the way through this field. Still plenty of time for something to happen, but nonetheless, doubled up down the back straightaway. For the final time, getting ready to start lap number 8. It'll be 32 to go. Coming back to the line right here at a turn number 4 on this restart. Dustin Hennigan will have command of the field, and the pace truck in. Hennigan on the gas. Green flag is back out, and he paces him down the front straightaway.
Yeah, Colton Herbert quickly trying to jump up and fall that 16 ride with a good start there as he looks underneath the 81 of Carl Kilgore. Kilgore going to jump up to that middle line, try to get a good run and clear that number 6 machine of Colton Herbert down through corner number 3 and 4 here as it's a dogfight back there behind him. 2, 3, almost 4 wide here once again.
Talon Willis on the bottom of the speedway in that blue number 10 car, moving up to position number 4. He'll knock on the back door. Position number 3 of Colton Herbert directly in front of him. Here comes Bradley Means at the 00 on the outside, full head of steam. Going to pull alongside Willis as well as Carl Kilgore holding on to that second and final transfer spot. But there's a host of swarming killer bees right behind him.
Yeah, it's anyone's game right now. One simple mistake, one wrong corner could cost you a chance here at $1,000 opportunity for the Gobbler 100 here. So every one of these drivers trying to mind their P's and Q's, but when you're running this close together, anything is bound to happen.
And again, still out in front right now. Already almost a second advantage over Carl Kilgore. Hennigan has been fast from the jump. They're side by side for third right behind him as Talon Willis in the 10 car going to pull alongside Colton Herbert on the outside. Herbert still hanging tough in position number 3. They're almost 3 wide right behind him. Bradley Means up to 4th, and it's Grady Ehrman now into the top 5 in that 43 ride.
Yeah, Grady right there trying to follow the 0B ride here through the high side of the racetrack. As we see a lot of good racing lanes here early on at Knoxville Raceway. That bottom side still working really well, but that high side really starting to come in stronger and stronger and stronger. You see Grady Ehrman using it to perfection up there as he rolls right around the outside of the 07 and that 58 right at Tyler Reed.
Yeah, Dustin Hennigan just found something that nobody else has found right now. His best lap around the speedway, 22.0 to the next fastest of a 22.29 of Stephen Gaines, who sits back in 8th right now. But they're still 3 wide right here, about 5th place position on back. Make that 6th, 7th, and 8th right now. 3 wide, but that's not going to help you any right now.
No, you see Kyle Jarrett stalking him right there, and that 22 right at Nathan Smith, who's actually got the second fastest lap time with a 22.27 on the track now, as that 22 ride has been zooming back there through some traffic, and be interesting to see what he could do if he could get towards the front of the field and get some fresh air on the bumper there of that 22 car.
Stephen Gaines has started to work his way towards the front, working through this heavy swarm of cars. They're still trying to make it 3 wide with Tyler Reed, Grady Ehrman, Nathan Smith, Kyle Jarrett, all back there behind it. But now Gaines going to clear those drivers as well, move up another position to position number 6 in the caution on the speedway.
Caution flag number 2 going to fly here in this one, as everyone's running so close together, so close in lap times here. It's bound to happen. Contact going to be made. And unfortunately for Landon Newman, his rough night going to get a little bit rougher here in that 31 machine.
Yeah, heavy contact right there with a car sends Newman turned around into the wall. That is, check see who that is in the 48 car. Scott Fritz right there.
Scott Fritz, yeah.
With the contact, and around goes Newman up into the wall. Not the way you want your last chance qualifier going, as those drivers are back there running around 17th and 18th right now on the speedway.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of damage there for Landon Newman. He's going to have to take that car down pit side, and fortunately, the crew's going to have to go to work and try to get him back out there promptly to rejoin the field, and he's going to have a long ways to go to try to work himself back up towards the front of the field.
Dustin Hennigan, Carl Kilgore sitting in the good spots right now. 2 spots up for grabs with 22 drivers. Final 2 spots for the $1,000 to win Gobbler 100 coming up directly after this last chance qualifier. Hennigan and Kilgore doubled up, getting ready to go back green. We'll see. Do believe we'll pace around one more time possibly before we do go green. So one more trip around the speedway. That's Talon Willis, Bradley Means sitting in your row number 2. Colton Herbert, Stephen Gaines. Now row number 3, Hennigan has jumped out and not been contested to this point. The question is he using up his stuff too fast, being 40 laps?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big question here late in this run if that 16 ride's used up some of his equipment, and if anyone back there, you look back at, Tyler Reed, Stephen Gaines, Colton Herbert, if they're saving something left here for late in this race, if they're going to be able to track down that 16 ride and work themselves into the show.
16 down, 34 to go. Here, 24 to go, 40 laps, not 50 laps, as Hennigan going to lead them back to the green. Pace truck and great flag is back out. Hennigan back on the gas, already pulling away. And he'll lead them down the front straightaway to turn number 1 and 2 once again. Here comes Talon Willis in the 10 car, and the caution going to come out. Kyle Jarrett possibly involved. And Jared getting a little shot in the shorts right there from the 8 car. I do believe that is Michael Hackett on the speedway. That gives him a little love tap in the tail end, and around it goes.
Yeah, that's a tough break right there for Kyle Jarrett. He was having a good run up inside the top 10 here, just biding his time to make some moves. And unfortunately, the second night here in this Gobbler 100, trying to work himself into the show and going to have some contact and go around late in one of these races.
Hate to see the caution come out because Talon Willis was getting ready to make a move right there on Carl Kilgore, trying to get in one of those top 2 spots right there. Keep your eye out on that 10 car. Had a really good restart that time. As we'll get these drivers to catch up with the pace truck, and they are doubled back up on the back straightaway. Get ready to go back green. I do probably pace them around one more time. Looks like Stephen Galavoto has called for the 1 to go. Looks like we may be going green right here. Pace truck is in. Green flag is back out. And Dustin Hennigan back on the gas once again, and here we go.
Yeah, Talon Willis quickly following that 16 ride right on through here with a good restart, trying to work underneath Carl Kilgore into position number 2, but Kilgore going to stay right on the back bumper here of Dustin Hennigan down the backstretch, trying to push him down into corner number 3 here, trying to stay in that second and final transfer spot.
Carl Kilgore hanging tough right there, the back bumper of the 16 of Dustin Hennigan. And don't look now, but here comes that double zero machine of Bradley Means on the outside. Taps the wall right there, but had a great run. And here we go, 3 wide for the lead up front. That'll be Hennigan on the outside. Kilgore, the ham sandwich in the middle. Talon Willis on the bottom of the speedway. 3 wide for the lead, only 2 spots up for grabs.
Yeah, some amazing racing here. This track has been worked in perfectly, and Talon Willis trying to give it everything he can down there on the bottom side as the 81 of Kilgore thinking about trying to throw the slider there and close the door on the 16 ride, but Dustin Hennigan going to find a lane up there somehow or another and stay right there to his outside.
3 wide for the lead, 3 wide for 4th, right behind him. 6 cars all right there together now for the race lead with 2 spots up for grabs. Carl Kilgore going to be credited with lap number 20 halfway home. 20 down, 20 to go. And now here comes Talon Willis. Stephen Gaines up to 4th now. What a race.
Absolutely amazing racing as Stephen Gaines is working himself slowly but surely up towards the front of the field, and he's looking to try to break himself inside the top 3 here and join that battle between Talon Willis and Carl Kilgore at the front of the pack.
Oh, we got some exciting stuff going on right now. How about 3 wide for 3rd as Stephen Gaines trying to throw his hat in the mix, and there you see Dustin Hennigan falling back a little bit now. Did he use up his stuff a little early? And now these drivers are starting to catch up with him as Gaines trying to make the move right there on the left rear corner panel, knocking on the door, trying to find a way around for position number 3. Bradley Means and the double zero right there with him as well.
Yeah, Hennigan looks like he's going to jump right back down into that little bit of a slider lane there through the middle of the racetrack where he found a lot of that speed. He tried that extreme high side for a few laps. Didn't seem like it was really working there. We'll see if he goes back up there late in this race to find that extra bit of momentum. But right now he's going to settle in position number 3 as he's got a little bit of a gap now between himself and our front 2 cars and that 07 to Stephen Gaines right behind him.
Stephen Gaines 11th to 4th right now, trying to work his way through the field. Got Dustin Hennigan directly in front of him. Hennigan led the first 15 laps of this main event after starting 6th. But meanwhile, back up front, here we go. Race for the lead once again. Carl Kilgore, Talon Willis. You know they're going to race hard for the lead because you don't want to be on the bubble. You want to be in position number 1 right now. So these drivers going to race for all it's worth right now. And Kilgore still out in front, but Willis all over the tail end trying to find a way around.
Yeah, as we look through the field here, I see the 97 rider, Rocky Battenfield, leaned a little bit here on the 0B ride of Bradley Means as Rocky's worked himself up inside the top 10 here, and right behind him, Gage Stevens has finally worked himself up inside the top 10 as well in the 69 machine.
Stephen Gaines now pulling it alongside the 16 of Hennigan down the back straightaway. Working to the bottom of the speedway, trying to get the run. He's got the inside line advantage. But Hennigan still hanging tough on the outside. Side by side for 3rd right now as the top 2 still side by side as well. Here comes Willis once again.
Yeah, Willis trying to find something, trying to find that extra little bit of buffer to put a car in between himself and that final transfer spot. As Stephen Gaines still duking it out, he's going to slide up in front of Dustin Hennigan. So isn't the 6th rider, Colton Herbert, as they're almost 3 wide again back there this time for position number 4, as Stephen Gaines has found himself up into 3rd.
Top 2 still staying side by side with each other, but the good thing for those drivers, they're actually pulling away from the rest of the field. Stephen Gaines finally able to get clear and is now starting to try to track down your race leaders. He's the 2nd and a half behind right now. Coming around, it'll be 12 laps to go for Carl Kilgore in the 81 to try to get himself in the show for $1,000.
Yeah, Kilgore, a very tough competitor out there on the racetrack. Once he kind of gets out in front, it's very, very tough to beat that 81 ride. And Talon Willis, he's had a lot of fights with that 81 machine trying to get around him, and we'll see if they can continue on battling here, if they're just going to try to follow in line and try to run this one right down to the checkered flag.
I'll tell you what, you got to feel right now for Dustin Hennigan, as we said, may have used up his stuff a little early on the race, because he's fallen just a little bit back to position number 6. Now trying to fight with Tyler Reed for a top 5 once again. Still hanging tough, but Hennigan has not looked the same since those first 15 laps.
Yeah, unfortunately here, Hennigan definitely using his equipment up here early on in the evening, going from 6th position into 1st on that opening lap. Looked really, really good, but looks like his equipment might be burnt up now, and these other drivers find another gear here in the later ends of this race.
Don't look now. The last time by, I do believe Stephen Gaines was the quickest car of the top 3, 2260 to 2263. Colton Herbert pretty fast as well, so they're running down your top 2. We may have a race for this lead or for a transfer spot before it's all over with. Coming around to be 8 laps to go.
Yeah, the 0-7 right of Stephen Gaines. Colton Herbert continuing to try to track down our front 2 as Tyler Reed back there in position number 5. You got a feel for the 58 ride as well. After starting on the pole position, fell back quite a ways early on in this race. Has rebounded nicely. He stayed up inside the top 10, but pretty deep in the field here and trying to work himself up late in this race. Starting to run out of time.
Top 2, Carl Kilgore has found his way around. Dustin Hennigan has now worked his way to the lead and has led from that. Out in front right now. 7 laps to go. Talon Willis is right behind him in the second and final transfer spot. Stephen Gaines is closing in on your top 2, though, and he's bringing Colton Herbert with him. We're about to have fireworks for the second and final transfer spot coming around. It'll be 6 laps to go.
6 laps left to go here, and 2 transfer spots up for grabs. The 10M ride knows he wants to run away and stay right there with the 81 ride, but the caution flag is going to fly here late in the race, so things going to get a little bit more spicier here when we get these drivers stacked back up.
And Dustin Hennigan right there gets turned around by the 69. Can't quite tell who that is on the speedway just at the moment.
Gage Stevens
in the 69, but kind of looks like a racing incident right there. Maybe Hennigan maybe coming down and not knowing that Stevens was there.
Yeah, definitely what it looks like. And unfortunately for Bradley Means, he's going to get a big piece of that. Same with Kyle Jarrett as well. Some pretty heavy damage for both of those rides. And unfortunately for Dustin Hennigan, looked like he had this one possibly wrapped up in the first 15, 20 laps of this race. And the second half is just kind of falling apart here for that 16 machine.
Plum Wild caution. 6 laps to go and 2 spots up for grabs. Do you think it's about to get Plum Wild here at the Knoxville Raceway at the Salina 52 truck stop last chance qualifier? You can almost bet the money on that one right there. This is about to get really, really good. 5-lap shootout. 2 spots up for grabs. And we've seen some amazing racing to this point, Aaron.
Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide battles all around the racetrack. We've seen some drivers unfortunately get tied up in incidences. We've seen some drivers rebound here as you look back in that 9th position and see Kyle Jarrett somehow or another back up inside the top 10 here. So his night not quite over yet if some fireworks can get started here at the front of the field.
Does somebody have a Dale Earnhardt in them and go from 17th to the win in under 5 laps? Or will Carl Kilgore find his way into the 16th annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100? We'll pace around the speedway one more time and turn them back loose. 5 laps to go. 2 spots up for grabs. You can't ask for better excitement than what you're about to watch right here in the Salina 52 truck stop last chance qualifier. Hit the like button, hit the share button, because it's about to get plumb wild.
Plum Wild sums it up here in this one as Carl Kilgore and Talon Willis going to have to hold off a lot of hungry drivers right there behind them as the green flag back out into the air here at Knoxville Raceway.
Green flag is back out. Carl Kilgore, your race leader. Talon Willis to the outside. Here comes Stephen Gaines in that 07 machine up to third. Little beating and banging right behind him. Car shuffling through the field. And Gage Stevens, where did he come from? Up to fourth right now, as it'll be 4 laps to go here at the line, side by side for the lead. Carl Kilgore, Talon Willis.
Yeah, Talon Willis going to edge ever so close over that 81 ride. So Talon Willis finding something up here on the high side late in this one, as Carl Kilgore going to try to stay right there with him, as here comes that 07 ride of Stephen Gaines, Tyler Reed, and Gage Stevens still battling door to door there for position number 4.
Gaines has got to love what he's seeing right in front of him. The top 2 racing really, really hard right now, allowing him to run down and have a shot here in the last chance qualifier. And here comes Gage Stevens on the bottom of the speedway. Don't count out Tyler Reed just yet. 5 cars, less than half a straightaway in distance coming around. It'll be 3 laps to go here at Knoxville. Who's going to make the top 2?
Talon Willis still leading the way here down across the start-finish line, as Carl Kilgore going to try to jump right in behind him here and follow him right around that middle groove, as Stephen Gaines closing in on the back bumper here of the 81 ride. Any one of these drivers, they will throw it in there. They will make something happen here on this final lap if the opportunity presents itself. And with an opportunity for $1,000 in the Gobbler 100, the 07 ride might make something happen.
White flag is out. Here we go. Talon Willis, your race leader. Carl Kilgore right behind him. Stephen Gaines in third. It's Gage Stevens, Tyler Reed in 4th and 5th right now. But at a turn number 3 and 4, punching his ticket into the 16th annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100. It'll be the 10 car of Talon Willis and Carl Kilgore in the 81.
What a race there from Talon Willis and Carl Kilgore. And I have got the word here from Mr. Calvada that the top 3 out of this will transfer through into our Gobbler 100. So Stephen Gaines is actually going to work himself into the show as well with the Tanner Tomasi. Van Hammer, unfortunately, not going to be able to race in this Gobbler 100. So Stephen Gaines going to work himself into the show.
So Stephen Gaines, by beneficiary of the Tanner Tomasi provisional, going to advance into the 16th annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100. We'll get our 3 drivers, our qualifiers, up into the interview room and have a quick talk with them, and then we'll get ready to go 100 laps for $1,000. That's pretty awesome to say, Aaron.
Yeah, 100 laps, $1,000 on the line. It all comes down to this one more big race. Is going to be absolutely insane. A lot of great drivers, a lot of great talented people in the field. It's going to be a lot of fun here to watch.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and bring down our race winner. All right, Talon Willis in the 10 car. Talon, you punch your ticket into the Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100. You keep your hopes alive for racing for the 1,000. When you start 8th and you wind up with a win here tonight, talk us through your race and how you were able to get it done.
Yeah, it was a longer race than the prelims, but it was a pretty fun race. Just kind of conserved a little bit around the bottom. I felt like everybody was kind of going to be a little bit loose. Figured that the top was going to come in, but I just went with what I thought was going to happen, and we tightened up a little bit and put it around the bottom there for a little bit, and then got up to, I believe, 5th, and then got up to 4th, and then was racing pretty good there with Colton, and he went to try the top on the slider line and just got a little bit tight, and I was able to get into the 3rd position, and then got up to 2nd, and then on that late restart, I was able to take the lead and just kind of run my own race there, and had a good race with Carl, and congrats to Carl and Steven. We were all the ones that made top 3, so congrats to them, but it was a pretty fun race. Ready to do the 100 lapper, I guess, but we're just ready.
This seemed like 2 different tracks tonight. It seemed like, very different than what we saw in our prelims on Thursday or Tuesday night. You guys were, man, it was racy out there. It seemed like you had multiple groups to race on. And did you prefer tonight's track, or was the prelim track the better fit for you?
Definitely tonight's track. I think Steven just kind of learned from his. He didn't really make any mistakes, but he just kind of learned on how to get the track a little bit more racy than it was Tuesday night. So thanks to him, he definitely gave us a racy track. And starting here in the back in this 100 lapper, I think you're definitely going to want a track like that. And just happy the track was racy because if it would have just been locked down around the bottom, I don't know if I could have come from eighth.
All right. The big question is, can you bring that 10 car to the front and race for that 1,000?
I don't see why we can't.
Oh, there you go. Aaron, what you got for our winner?
Talon, my boy, a good run and a good race here in this one. Congratulations, locking yourself into the Gobbler 100. Take us back through those closing laps as you and Carl Kilgore battling door to door. Majula Say, Speed Shop teammates. You know, what was going through your mind if one of you two made a mistake, slipped up, made some contact there? Were you guys thinking about maybe running a little bit more nose to tail and just cruising home for an easy 1-2 finish? Or were you giving everything you had to make sure that you were that first car across the start finish line?
Yeah, I was definitely going for the win. That's always the goal, but we definitely race with each other with respect. We've raced in real life and everything, so we definitely race with respect. But I was definitely trying to win, and I know he was trying to win. I mean, everybody on the track is trying to at least get top three, but I mean, everybody's going for the win for sure. But it was just a good race, and we definitely raced clean, and I definitely tried to play it smart and just take what was given.
Absolutely. Well, Talon, congratulations on picking up the win here in the Salina 52 truck stop. Last chance qualifier as you work yourself into the Gobbler 100. Talon, who would you like to thank here for such a good run and strong performance here in our first race of the evening?
Yeah, CFM, Agility Speed Shop, Carl Kilgore, all the guys over there, Ferguson, Blake, Evan. They've done a lot for me here lately, and Slick Race Graphics, High Sea Performance, Sweet Victory Apparel. Um, let's see, Tag 3 Defense, and all you guys for putting this on, and just happy to be here.
Absolutely. Well, Talon, congratulations on the win here in the last chance qualifier. We look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack, starting deep here in the Gobbler 100. Good luck, have fun, and enjoy yourself out there in this one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. We're going to bring up our second place finisher here tonight. He was able to, well, Carl Kilgore, you second place finisher here tonight. Carl, you were able to drive up to the lead and you fall back and hang on to a second place finish here tonight. You lock yourself in for the 1,000 to win. Talk us through your race and what you're looking forward to racing for $1,000.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to be in the show finally. I mean, we had a big boo boo in our prelim server. Fucked up and missed qualifying. Didn't get a lap in. Had to start the back of the heat race and kind of work our way forward from there. And we showed up to this race. We had two setups to choose from that I really felt good about, and we went with one of them. Made some adjustments to make it last a little longer, and had to wait out Dustin Hennigan. He was really fast right there at the beginning, and then that last restart, we starting on the pole with our teammate to the outside, we just went into turn one door to door, and whoever came out was gonna win it.
Well, Carl, it seemed like two completely different tracks. Like we said, to Talon there, it's two completely different tracks from our Tuesday to our Thursday prelim. Do you expect to be a little bit more like the last chance qualifier for the main event, or do you expect something like we had on Tuesday night?
I would much rather prefer what we just had because, I mean, it felt like it was a little more racy than our prelim server. Prelim server was like bottom dominant, and then it moved to slider, and everybody was running the same line. Where I felt like they're right there at the end before me and Talon got single file, we were running neck and neck on the same times, and then right there at the end where we had that restart, it was still almost tit for tat. Slider was just a touch better, but I feel like if we would have been tighter, it's like somebody was set up for the bottom more than I was, that it would have made for a really good race.
Well, Carl, do you have what it takes to bring that 81 to the front tonight?
We got Majula C setups on dig, so I feel like we got it. We just got to have some little luck on our side.
There we go. Aaron, what you got for Carl?
Carl, a good run here. Congratulations on working yourself into the show. the mindset here going into this last chance qualifier, knowing you start on the outside of the front row, having so many hungry drivers there behind you, you lock yourself into the A main feature event here for 100 laps. Now you got to go from a little bit less of an aggressive style of racing at the front of the field there when it was just you and your teammate Talon Willis duking it out for so many laps. Now you got a lot of cars in front of you to pass. What's your mindset going into this 100 lapper and how you're going to try to get that 81 ride to the front of the field?
We got to start off by keeping the nose clean and maybe saving a little rubber at the beginning. Since we're in the back, we'll probably hold on to some of that and try to just pick our way slowly and wait for the other guys to kind of fall off or bleed out.
Absolutely. Saving tires is going to be a big thing here. And no lucky dog. So you got to be right on top of your A game, looking at that relative, making sure that the leaders aren't catching it too quick and keeping a good distance between yourself and those front drivers to keep yourself onto the lead lap. Carl, if this race goes green flag all the way through, like we almost saw last year, when's go time? When do you put the hammer down, stop worried about tires, and just try to get that 81 car to the quickest to the front of the field?
If we get really spread out, I feel like a lap 30 would be a good time to go. But if we're still bunched up, I'll probably hold out to at least lap 50, maybe even 70 if we can stay tight.
Absolutely. Well, Carl, a good run here, a solid drive as you come home here in position number 2. Who would you like to thank for a great run here in the Selena 52 truck stop last chance qualifier?
I got to shout out VLR and all the guys that put this show on. I mean, Chris and Steve Cavoda and Howard and KT and Rocky, man, all these guys put on a really good show. I got to shout out y'all for being up here in the broadcast, putting on a hell of a video for everybody else to watch and spectate. Most and foremost, got to shout out Majula C Speed Shop, man. We put in a lot of work this week and or the past couple weeks, really. And them guys gave me a good opportunity a couple years ago, and I felt like I'm really at home there, and we have a really good community going. CFM Esports, man, Cat Tac 3 Defense. Shoot, I got a lot of people, man. It's just I'm really happy to be in the show, and we got to get this thing done.
Absolutely. Well, Carl, a good run and a good race here as you come home in position number 2 and lock yourself into the 16th running of the Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100. Carl, good luck and have fun out there in the next server.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring up our final driver who benefits tonight by the way of the Tanner Tomasi Provisional, Mr. Stephen Gaines. Stephen, third place really wasn't an option to finish until pretty much race time, but you find yourself into the show, and you had a really fast race car out there, 11th to 3rd. Great job, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, with it being a third place here, taking 3, I was very thankful for that.
Well, Stephen, you had a great car. You had a lot, it was very racy out there. Talk us through your race. I mean, it looked like you were having a lot of fun out there. You got to race a lot of different people.
Yeah, I knew I was starting back, so 40 laps, you got to go. You're taking 3 to the big race, Once you get on the gas, you got to go. So I was passing cars left and right, doing everything I could. I was making holes that weren't holes, and we were just having fun. We were ripping the street stock around Knoxville, how you're supposed to.
Well, Stephen, you're going to get ready to race for $1,000 to win on a Thursday night, sitting at the house. What's the mindset like, and how do you get the job done?
We're just going to go out and ride now. 100 laps is a long time. We're way back, so we're just going to ride, let our tires keep themselves under control, and then go whenever we think it's time to go. Let the big wrecks happen, miss them, stay clean, be there at the end.
Aaron, what you got for a lucky dog?
Steven, my boy, a good run and a good drive here as you work yourself into that final transfer spot. Now you got to be passing a lot more cars here in the next server. You picked up 8 positions. How are you going to work yourself through this traffic in this main session? 100 laps. You got a lot of time to make things happen. When's go time for you when that checkered flag is going to be slowly but surely closing in on you?
Yeah, I know a lot of these guys, especially some of the ones up front, are going to want to tear each other up for the first 20 just because they think they're cool. So we just gonna ride around, miss the wrecks, and then when I feel like it's coming down to one lane, you gotta start passing people, we gonna go. We gonna give it hell.
Absolutely. Well, Steven, a good run and a good race here for the 07 ride. Who would you like to thank for such a good run here in the Selena 52 truck stop last chance qualifier.
Yeah, I just got to thank JC Floyd, man. He's the hardest working street stock guy on this thing, Sim. He's really taught me everything on here in the last 2 weeks, which is a lot because I don't do this. And then this race is for my nana. She passed away not long ago. Yesterday was her birthday, so try to get this one for her. She loved everything I did, and I got to thank Tanner Tomasi. He's been a speed racer for about 3 years now. He's really opened the door for me on sim racing, taught me everything I know. Sucks what happened to him today. I guess it just happens. And then I think Anthony Thompson. He's been running a lot of laps with me this week. He's one of my best friends. And then my brother Hunter. Big shout to him. He's helped me so much throughout this whole thing. He's been my brother. You know, thank him for everything.
Beauty. Well, Steven, a good run and a good drive as you'll bring up the rear of the field here in the Spartan Transportation 16th Annual Gobbler 100. Good luck and have fun out there.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll wrap it up for our podium finishers here tonight. I believe we got another driver up in the interview booth, the founder of the Gobbler 100 almost 16 years ago. We'll bring him down into the broadcast booth as well. Got Rocky Battenfield up here in the booth with us. Rocky, you didn't quite make the show this year, but man, you guys have put a hell of a series, a hell of a show, and you've been doing this for 16 years, and man, this event has been fantastic to this point. What are your thoughts, and what are your thoughts on how you did?
Well, I felt like I had a hell of a run. I had Dylan Yeager in my ear spotting for me, and I really appreciate him. But yeah, I mean, that's as hard as I've probably ever ran a street stock. And I mean, a couple guys might be a little pissed off at me, but I mean, you got to get your elbows up to this to have any shot at it. And I felt like I had a shot on that last restart. I got to the outside, and Colton kind of caught my nose and sent us both to the back a little bit. So it is what it is. I mean, we just running hard. Nothing nasty about it or anything. But I gave her hell. That's all I know.
Well, Rocky, this is the 16th annual of this event, and man, it's gotten bigger and bigger every year. I know you've had some great partners and people come on board to make this event what it is. I'm going to give you a minute right now to just, thank all of those people and, just really thank everybody for what they've done.
Well, I mean, we're gonna start with Spartan Transportation. I mean, they've come on board last year in 22 with the spring fling, and not only come on board with VLR but hired me on, and I drive for them, and hopefully we make each other quite a bit of money. Uh, gotta thank Salina for 52 Truck Stop and uh, Howard Weaver and Weaver Valley. Peter Neuter with SLR. He's on Twitch. Uh, he's our Laps Led sponsor this week, and then NLR. They're sponsoring our Fast Lap, and I was gonna try and get that if I made the show tonight. But Simrack Market, Kobe, Cameron Kobe, he's our replay guy, unbelievable. Come on, big for us, and Cody Williams, he was our paint shop guy, and you got Plum Wild, and god dang, I love their podcast, and I was supposed to be on it last night, but I've been working pretty hard, and honestly, I just fell asleep. Logan Motorsports, Mid South Mafia, and then Leo's Roofing Service. Leo Pina's the hardest working man in iRacing.
Well, Rocky, I know it's been a quite the journey from dirt track racing to what it is now, but talk us through what got you wanting to start an event like this, and what's made you want to keep it going.
Well, we really started it. We started the spring fling, and my whole goal, I wanted to know who the best was for one night, because at that time we had several leagues going, and you might win here, they'd win here, somebody else win here, and we decided that I was able to talk to the leagues and say, hey, I want to do this. Would you guys be cool taking a week off? And it started there, and I think the biggest one I remember, I think we had like 43 drivers, and it was a big deal there. But the Gobbler, it's always been a street stock race of some kind, and it was just a different car, and we tried to do it about halfway through the year after the spring fling, and this has really turned into my personal favorite race. I'm kind of a big street stock guy, and I really enjoy running these. And yeah, this one's my baby, and so I really enjoy this one. Again, I can't thank these sponsors enough for coming on. I mean, there's not a whole lot of places that you get to come and race, pay an entry fee, and get back more in driver money than you put into entry fees, and that's all due to our sponsors, and we can't thank them enough.
Yeah, this race has absolutely turned into a crown jewel event. $100 just for starting the Gobbler 100 main event. That's pretty awesome right there. I mean, that's pretty something you see at your real racetrack, and you've managed to put that together yourself over a course of building this over 16 years. It's pretty amazing.
Well, it's come a long way from winning a T-shirt with the turkey on it, you know.
Absolutely. Aaron, what you got for the founder of the Gobbler 100?
Well, Rocky, I mean, I've only been here for a couple of years. I've only been on the simulator for a couple of years, and man, it continues to just impress me more and more and more. The VLR shows that you guys put on, and then obviously the Gobbler 100 Dirt Street Stocks is where I grew up watching, what I always enjoy broadcasting myself. And when putting on this show, man, and again, be up here to the booth has always been a dream and awesome to be a part of it. And once again, another season, another year of amazing racing. And we saw you out there duking it out, trying to work yourself into the 100 here. You had a good look there to the outside on that restart. Unfortunately, a little contact there with you and Colton Herbert, and unfortunately, kind of took you out of this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said. I mean, you're at nut cutting time at the end, and everybody's got their elbows up, and I think he might have thought he had me clear, and hell, he might think it was my fault. I don't know, but from my from my point of view, he kind of come up across my nose just a little bit, and it was nothing malicious or anything, but just hard racing. And I mean, I felt like I went from 14th to 4th, had a shot, and uh, just didn't happen this year.
Absolutely. And we know there's going to be a lot of years left of this show as it continues to get bigger and better each and every year. Rocky, where do you see this race, 16 years from now at this point?
I tell you what, I'm amazed. I mean, just my mind is blown that you can win $1,000 or $6,000 for the fling or whatever some of these other races are doing. We just had the frenzy. I think it paid 4, and I cannot believe the amount of money that's being put in here. And again, it comes back to all of our sponsors, and our sponsors make these shows for us. The guys at VLR, we work our ass off, and people don't understand the amount of time and work that we put in um, to do all this. I know KT King's really kicked it back up here lately with all the hero cards, and I don't know how he does it, but God bless him. But yeah, I mean, this is the hardest working bunch of assholes you'll ever find. I promise you.
Absolutely. The work and effort that everyone puts in behind the scenes to make these shows possible is definitely not an easy job. It's a lot of long nights, a lot of long conversations, and getting a whole lot of no's and yeses from different sponsors, and then trying to get everything lined up. And then you got to worry about trying to keep all these drivers in control here for all these races and all the emotion that comes with it. I don't take any of these admins, for granted, as they put in a lot of work and a lot of tough positions that they get put into throughout any one of these leagues, and especially these big money races.
Yeah, I mean, I've done both sides of it, and I mean, I'm one of those guys you'll never hear a word from me if something happens on the track. I mean, very seldom, and I mean, I have a lot of respect for the admins and what they do, and I have a lot of respect for all these leagues that put on shows, because I mean, it's time and money, and all these leagues. I know I run DWRL a lot, and God, I've been begging them to start back up for probably a year, and that's one of my favorite leagues out there personally. I know they've put their league on hold before for this race, and I haven't forgot that, and still appreciate it, Jim and all them guys over there. But yeah, one other thing I did want to mention, want to wish get well soon to Tyler Burrow. He was on vacation a week or so ago, and I think he ended up getting a hysterectomy or something like that. But he just got out of the hospital tonight, and I really don't know what was wrong with him, but he really was in the hospital. But yeah, hope Tyler gets well soon and gets to feeling better. He's one of the guys that help out a lot over at VLR, and can't do it without him. So get well, Tyler.
Absolutely. I definitely get well to Tyler. Well, Rocky, we appreciate everything you've done for this Gobbler 100. Appreciate you having us up here in the booth to call another Crown Jewel event. And we'll let you get up there and make this A-Main happen, buddy.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Rocky Battenfield, the founder of the Gobbler 100. And I'm going to bring down another guy here. And I'm just going to get the record straight right now. All right, we got Chase up in the room right now. Now, Chase, I get yelled at just about every time I announce your name because I always butcher it. It's time to settle the score once and for all. How do we say the last name?
Say like Barbara, like an old lady's name.
That's exactly how I've been saying it, and I've seen people out there.
Say it. Well, not say it. I mean, did they not go to grammar school, or I don't understand.
Yeah, I see people out there all the time, you know, doing the pronunciations like I'm saying it wrong, but it's like Barbara, right?
Barbara. I mean, yeah, you're the only one who's nailed it, literally.
But so I want to get the clarification. Well, Chase, you start 10 tonight. You're racing for $1,000, man. I mean, what's the mindset like, and how do you get the job done?
I mean, you just got to be there at the end, man. These races are crazy. I've worked a lot on these cars, you know. I'd say I'm pretty good in street stocks, you know. And I just want to be there at the end, and I'm just going to hopefully play my cards right. You know, I'm always usually there at the end in some of these races, I feel like, but, you know, we're never just close enough to get the job done. So hopefully we can get right there tonight and just be in the action whenever it all goes down the last 10 laps.
Well, you definitely had a fast, hot rod in the prelims tonight, able to lock yourself in, you know, with the top 5 finish in server number 2. Now you start in row number 5 in 10th place. You know, you got a heavy hitting field, you know, around you. I mean, what's the mindset like? Do you ride around for a little bit and save your stuff, or are you trying to get after it?
I'm just going to kind of go with the flow, and, you know, obviously you want to save a little bit to be there at the end, and I'm just going to just try and play my cards right. I mean, there's great guys in this race. You know, Hayden Cardwell's up front. He's probably the greatest to ever do it. And, you know, Dylan, I mean, Cruz is really good in street stocks. I mean, you got your heavy hitters, you know, all there. They're all around you. So you really just got to make sure you play your cards right and that you're there at the end, because they're all very, very tough to beat in anything.
Aaron, what you got for Chase, buddy?
Chase actually moving up a spot here with the Tanner Tomasi disqualification here for getting banned, but Chase, you got a lot of fast drivers there in front of you, but you got a lot of fast drivers behind you. How much do you plan on saving here? When's the time to go here in this 100 lap feature event?
Well, when you're out there racing, usually you know when it's time to go. When you see an opportunity open or a hole open up where you need to put your nose and, you know, you need to get after it, you'll know.
Absolutely, Chase. If you start sliding back here, if a lot of drivers seem to be pushing the subject a little bit early here, you know, what's your mindset going through that? You're going to hold steady with maybe trying to save for a little bit longer, or are you going to start picking up the pace with them and trying to work yourself towards the front of the field and save some extra spots there?
Well, it's really all circumstantial. You know, you could go in there planning one way, and then it could go the complete opposite of how it's supposed to, you know. So we have several game plans, and I mean, whatever happens, and we're prepared for it.
Absolutely. Well, Chase, good luck. Have fun out there, and we look forward to seeing you out there on the racetrack running and gunning with all these very amazing drivers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Chase, before we let you go, give a shout-out to the sponsors, but we'll bring down another driver here in the broadcast right now. We'll go ahead and bring down our outside pole sitter here tonight, Dylan Hauser. Now, Dylan, man, you had a lot of drama today. There was a lot of speculation of whether or not you would even be able to compete in the Gobbler 100, but here you are, and you're getting ready to go for $1,000.
Yeah, you know, we're ready to go. We roll off P2. We're just going to try to get out there, save our tires, and just keep our head on straight. Look to make a charge around lap 50 again, just like we did the Frenzy, and just ride around for a little bit, keep tires underneath us, and go to the front.
You've won this race 2 times in the past. This track seemed a lot different in the last chance qualifier to how it was on Tuesday night. I'm not sure if you were paying attention to that or not, but do you expect the track to be a little bit of the same as it was earlier on, or do you expect a little more of what we got on Tuesday?
I think he's gonna still lock up and do all that stuff. We just gotta keep. I mean, it's mainly about tire saving. These tires, you can't go full throttle the 100 lapper, you'll blow a tire. So it'll be interesting to see who saves hard, who saves early. I do believe it's gonna end up around the middle bottom again. When I won the race here in 2019, it was a little different. You could go through the slick right through the middle. Look for some beating and banging around the bottom of the racetrack toward the end of this deal if it's not teammates. The goal is to get your teammates in line here and just cruise to victory. But if it's not teammates racing, it's going to be a lot like we've seen in 2019. It's going to be fighting for the bottom, knocking each other out the way, and it should be exciting for the fans.
Well, Dylan, you've done a great job with this House of Speed deal that you guys have put together. You guys seem to have a great team over there, and you found that with a top 3 podium finish on Tuesday night. Talk about your team for just a second, and how you've been able to build that.
Yeah, we recently rebuilt the team from top to bottom, and it's so far everything's going good. We brought on Next Level Racing. Everybody has been phenomenal to work with. We're really gelling, and we're really just getting a good understanding of what everybody likes as a driver. And we ran second 3 times this year at VLR and all the crown jewels, so we're looking to get the first win of the year and end the year out on a strong note, and just head off into 2024 ready to win. So it's fun every time we come to VLR. We're right here for the win every single time, and that's very rare to be that consistent. And we just look to keep the momentum going, to keep the wins coming, and just keep building on what we got going on.
Aaron, what you got for Mr. Hauser?
Dylan, a big, long race here. You start outside the front row. What's your mindset going into this race, knowing that you have 25 other drivers trying to beat you here this evening, trying to keep that 2 ride from victory lane here for the 3rd time of the Gobbler 100?
Yeah, I think my experience with these 100 lappers goes a long way. I've been doing this for a very long time, so I think you'll see some of the guys go out front early and maybe set the pace and just burn their stuff up and see them fade. But I just want to stick around the top 5, ride around, save my stuff, and then make a charge with 30 to go and try to win this deal. I know what it takes to get it done. You're gonna have to be smooth and just realize who you're racing against. Sometimes it might be better just to let that guy go, because if not, you'll find yourself turned around. So we're going to be smart, we're going to be strategic, and we're going to just try to keep our tires good and bring this thing home.
Absolutely. Well, a long race and a good show about to be put on here by you and all these fellow competitors. Dylan, who would you like to thank here for already such a great run in the Gobbler 100?
Yeah, first of all, everybody, House Speed Racing setups. Go to our website. We got everything for dirt needs. Chris Sullins, Gears Unlimited 3D Racing, Calvin Scott, Cruz Cadell, Massey, everybody at Next Level Racing, and just everybody that supports us. And we're gonna go out and try to get this thing done. So I appreciate all the supporters and everybody sent me texts today. It's been a wild last 24 hours. We've been banned, unbanned, phone calls from iRacing. So we're looking just to go out there and put on a clinic.
All right, well, Dylan, good luck. Have fun out there, and we look forward to seeing that 2 ride in action and see how the game plan plays out here for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, going to bring down one more driver up here into the broadcast right now. Going to bring him up, actually, into the live broadcast. And it's Fergie time himself, Chris Ferguson, in the booth with us. Chris, man, the Gobbler 100's turned into quite the spectacle, and we're about to crown another $1,000 winner.
Yeah, it's pretty special to see all the work put in behind the scenes and see what Rocky started a long time ago, and like what Rocky said, it's amazing that guys get to race for the money they do and get to race in front of a crowd like this. And I mean, there's 250, 300 people live watching this on Facebook as we speak, and it's amazing to see everything come together and the broadcast come together and the show come together, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. It's been a blast.
Tell you what, it's been another great season of Crown Jewels events at VLR, and it's only getting bigger and better, it seems like, each and every year. Talk us through the work that it takes to put something like this on and what you look forward to in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like what Rocky was saying, if it wasn't for the sponsors, um, we wouldn't have a place to do this. I mean, first and foremost, Spartan Transportation come on board to do the Gobbler again this year, and they were the main sponsor behind the Fall Frenzy, which paid 4,000 to win, and you know Fall Frenzy, the Gobbler 100, the Spring Fling, the Summer Mod series. Everything that we put on is always big. It always sells out, and we do our best behind the scenes to go out get sponsors for these races. That way, a lot of people can make some money, and there's a lot of guys who enter our races that might miss a show or miss a couple shows, but um, it's like that in racing sometimes, but I think they enjoy getting to race on the stage with the best in the world, and that's what you get when you race with VLR. So just a lot of work, man. If it wasn't for you, Tommy, and Rocky, Steven, Tyler Burrow, Howard, KT, all the other guys behind the scenes, it just there's so many people that really work on this and don't ask for anything in return, and we're just so thankful for all of them, and look forward to next year being even bigger. We did an $18,000 purse with the Spring Fling, and it's gonna be hard to match that, but we're gonna do our best to make it even bigger.
Well, Chris, go enjoy the rest of this 100-lap main event. Before we let you go, buddy, we've got 27 drivers getting ready to compete for 1,000 to win. Who does Chris Ferguson got to win tonight?
I'm gonna roll with back-to-back Dylan Yeager. It's he's underrated. He's one of the best there is. He hasn't been racing a lot, but he somehow or another steps up every year and runs good in these big races. And he's been really good. He's pretty good at conserving. So we'll have to go with Dylan Yeager. I think he's going to pull another one out, but I'm not sure. Who knows? There's a lot of good guys.
Absolutely. Well, Chris, great talking to you, and go enjoy the race, buddy. All right. Aaron, last chance qualifiers are done. We're getting ready to race for $1,000 up next. This is about to get really exciting.
Yeah, it's about to get very exciting, man. All these drivers have been out there getting a little bit of practice in, making sure their cars are ready to rock and roll, maybe trying to work some of the rust off and maybe some of the nerves out of their system here, and getting ready for a long show with a lot of hard-nosed racing about to get underway.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go with our 100-lap main event, but before we do, we're going to hear a word from National Dirt Late Model driver Scott Bloomquist on his thoughts for the Gobbler 100.
Hey, this is National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer Scott Bloomquist, and I'm here to give you my predictions and my thoughts on the Gobbler 100 presented by Spartan Transportation. So I'm looking through this lineup here for the Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100, and I look and see Hayden Gardwell on the pole, and that name, he's become a real race car driver and really pretty goddamn good, honestly, around my area here in Tennessee, and I think he's obviously got a lot of potential and talent and won a lot of big races. But then I look to the outside of that front row and I see a kid that's just, he might be my biological son. Dylan Hauser, he's won every goddamn thing there is to win 80 times, and he's tough, and he's covered with tattoos, and he's, he lives in Ocala, Florida, for Christ's sake. Like, that's anybody from Ocala is instantly harder than anybody from anywhere else. To me, in all my years of racing experience, I don't think putting Hauser on the outside front row, really anybody's going to have a fucking chance. So And I see guys like Logan Rumsby and Tanner Tomasi, and he's a goddamn Formula One racer, and Evans. You can't really ever fucking count him out of anything, but without goddamn Blake Majulis in the field, my own 11 he might be goddamn lonely. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. And I really like Trey Mills. He's already proven that he can win at the next level of dirt track racing, and he must just be bored wanting to do this for some extra money. I don't know. And then I look back at a guy like Kendall Tucker. He's a real racer. His cousin is looking Benji Hicks, double nickel racing. Even though Kendall wanted up all his shit on the front straightaway at Cherokee last weekend, he's still a name you got to watch. And then I looked at his outside, starting 16th from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Goddamn Caden Reynolds. And what can you say? I mean, he's looking at the names on this list. Talent-wise, he's as good as anybody there is, and he's proven that. And real race cars, and he's goddamn got that right front, just goddamn laid over perfect. And he's just I think he's great, and if I saw him win from 18th, I'd be thrilled. As for everybody else, I don't know. I don't know who you are. You're good luck, and thanks for tuning in to the Gobbler 100 presented by Spartan Transportation. I'm Scott Bloomquist, National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the final night of the 16th annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100. And we started with 120, and we have narrowed it down to 26 drivers getting ready to go for $1,000.
Yeah, your microphone's cutting out there a little bit there, Tommy, but yeah. 100 laps of racing action as these drivers get ready to rock and roll. 26 cars looking to pick up the big payday, $1,000 on the line here from the very beautiful Knoxville Raceways. We get ready for the 16th annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100 presented by VLR Dirt Sim Racing Series.
I'll tell you what, we've seen some great racing to this point. And we saw it just right there in the last chance qualifier moments ago. What are you expecting to see for this main event? You were expecting to see chaos? You expect drivers to ride around for a little bit, saving? What's the mindset? You watch these street stocks.
Yeah, I watch these guys quite a bit. A lot of these drivers, they run fairly conservative here. So I think the first 30, 40 laps are going to be fairly pretty decent. We may see some, extra contact being made on the opening laps. A few drivers trying to work themselves closer to the front of the field here. But once everyone kind of gets settled in, the nerves kind of get washed away. We're going to see these guys kind of get a little into a groove. And then those final 60, 50 laps are going to be absolutely wild, and anything can happen.
I'll tell you what, 100 laps, $1,000. It's about to get really, really wild. Hayden Cardwell, Dylan Hauser, the top two on the front. But before we get into our racing coming up here in just a moment, got to get your picks. Aaron Wood's pick for the 16th annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100. Aaron, who you got?
I kind of run with what Chris Ferguson was saying. Dylan Yeager, last year's winner, he seems to be putting himself in the right place at the right time. But you look back through this field and you look at some of the, dirt street stock regulars, guys who've been putting in a ton of work, been making some big moves. Keith Hackney's one of those guys I look at. And Trey Mills, the future, Trey Mills, he's going to be very, very tough late in this one as well. And you can never count out Caden Reynolds as well. Reynolds is going to be right up there running and gunning with these guys towards the front of the field at the end of the night.
I'll tell you what, we've called his name a lot this season in these Crown Jewel events, and he's yet to win one. And I think he's just as determined as ever to get the job done. He's won this race 2 times already. I'm going to go with Dylan Hauser on the outside of road number 1 to get it done here tonight at Knoxville.
Absolutely nothing wrong with picking Hauser here. Hauser, he's got his mindset right as we're going to get ready here for the starting lineup here on the evening. Starting on the pole in the number 7 ride, that is Hayden Cardwell. To his outside, that 2 ride is House of Speed Machine of Dylan Hauser. Starting in position number 3 in the 6 ride, that is the 420 machine. That is Logan Rumsey. And to his outside, the 55 ride is the NLR machine of Cruz Caudell. Starting in row number 3, it's the 19 of Mike Augustine. And to his outside in the 91 ride, that is Keith Hackney. Starting on the inside row number 4, it is the 48 of Dylan Yeager. Into his outside, the 33 ride is the VLR machine of Evan C. Starting in position number 9 in the 23 machine, that is Chase Barbara. Into his outside in the 20R, that's Cody Gagliano. Starting in position number 11 is the 10 of Connor New with Tyler Bowie. To his outside, Caden Reynolds and Kendall Tucker bringing up row number 7. We see Mason Inman, Caleb Durgan, Blake Murray, Ryan Hoge, Brady Thompson, Tyler Jackson, Carl Kilgore, Patrick Solari, Lane Phillips, Tyler Willis, Stephen Gaines, and Trey Mills missing the start of this A-main here as we are green flag racing in the 16th annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100.
Tough break for Trey Mills, having a packet loss on iRacing as he grids up for $1,000 to win here tonight. Computer going to cost him the chance to run for the grand, but nonetheless we are underway. It is Hayden Cardwell out in front right now in that pink machine.
Yeah, Tommy, your mic is very, very low and not really coming through very well. Yeah, as Hayden Cardwell out in front, Dylan Hauser right there in position number 2. Cruz Condell battling here with the 420. Ryan and Logan Rumsey as they duke it out door to door. Looks like the 55 ride going to watch up the racetrack and let that 420 ride go by. As we talked about, these drivers run a little bit more conservatively. There's no opportunity to really move yourself too far forward here, battling door to door with somebody early on in this race. There's no benefit to it other than wearing out your tires, wearing out your equipment. Keith Hackney's worked himself up into position number 5 there. Mike Augustine right there behind him in that 19 ride. Dylan Yeager there in 7 with Chase Barbara there in position number 8. Evan C trying to hang on to 9th here as Caden Reynolds taking a look down to his inside as the Get a Bumper Motorsports Gonky Floyd Consulting number 1 ride. Gonna make the move here and jump up into position number 9. Caden Reynolds on the move early on here, up 6 positions already in that 1 machine. Is Evan C gonna take a look back down low on that 1 ride and get a little piece of that 1 machine right there into that left rear quarter panel. Kendall Tucker there in 11th with Tyler Bowie right there in position number 12, door to door back there on the outside of the top 10 looking in. Caleb Durgan right there ready to pounce, and Connor New, how do you do, there in position number 14. Out in front, it's all Hayden Cardwell as Cardwell in the Ding Dong Motorsports number 49 ride here this evening. He's out in front looking very, very good here, trying to lead this one clean to green here, but unfortunately he's got a lot of very, very hungry drivers right there behind him.
Hayden Cardwell still out in front right now as your race leader here at the Gobbler 100. Only 6 laps in, still very long way to go. 94 laps. Dylan Hauser in pursuit. Looks like these drivers are just content to ride around right now on the speedway. Cruz Caudell, Keith Hackney, the top 5. They go side by side for 6th. Right behind him, Yeager with Mike Augustine trying to find a way around.
Yeah, Augustine right there trying to work himself underneath the 91 ride of Keith Hackney. Hackney trying to hold on to that 5th position. Still trying to play it a little bit conservatively, but when you got a lot of hungry drivers right there, they may push the subject, push you a little bit harder than what you want to go early on in the race. And that's where things can get very, very tough for you as you see the 1 ride of Caden Reynolds already working himself up into position number 8 here. He's the man on the move early on in this one, up 7 positions here into position number 8 early on.
Yeah, give a couple of other drivers a shout out right now, too. Carl Kilgore up 7 positions, 25th to 18. How about Brady Thompson, 23rd to 14th already here in the Gobbler? So some of these drivers trying to work their way through the field early on to try to gain that track position. Will it cost them later on?
Yeah, absolutely. We saw in that in the last chance qualifier, the 16 ride of Dustin Hennigan pushing early here, got up to the lead and ran some blazing fast lap times there for the first 20 laps, and then that car really fell off in a quick hurry, and probably cost him an opportunity to run here in the Gobbler 100. So we'll have to wait and see if the strategy will play out for some of these drivers. You look up closer to the top 10 here. The 99 ride of Patrick Solari is working to the outside here in that 99 machine. He's up 12 positions into position number 8, and he's already looking to the outside here of Dylan Yeager.
Yeah, Solari really fast on the speedway right now, just making his way up to 8th, going around Yeager as well. Solari fast on the outside all the way around the 91, or the 01 of Caden Reynolds. Moves Solari up to 6th right now, looking for more. He's about to be in the top 5, 20th to 6th, looking for 5th.
Yeah, Solari, a man on the move here. He's definitely not holding back early on in this one, taking no chances, getting out in front of any possible incidents on the racetrack, as we see a lot of, nose to tail running. One wrong move, one slip up by any of these drivers running nose to tail could cause a big wreck, and he's trying to get out in front of it and keep that car clean on the racetrack.
Top 3 still within 0.4 of a second right there. They have pulled away. Cruz Condell a ways back in 4th right now. Now Patrick Solari, as you said, 20th to 5th on the move. Great drive by him, up 15 positions thus far. Mike Augustine sitting 6th. Keith Hackney 7th. Dylan Yeager 8th. Caden Reynolds up 6 positions in 9th. And Evan C. currently in the top 10. And other big movers on the speedway. Brady Thompson up 23rd to 16th, and Carl Kilgore up from 25th to 18th of our 25 drivers running on the speedway.
Yeah, and unfortunately for anyone that's tuning in, looking to see the ride of Trey Mills, unfortunately Trey Mills losing his connection to the server here right before we got underway, and unfortunately he's going to find himself at the back of the pack and still hasn't been able to load in, and unfortunately that's going to take him out of contention here for this Gobbler 100.
Yeah, drop due to upload packet loss. That is never a good sign on iRacing. If you're going for 1,000 win, that'll make you want to throw your computer right out the window.
Yeah, definitely would. I would definitely be throwing my computer right out the window here in this one, knowing that you are in a golden position to try to win $1,000 here, and unfortunately not going to have that opportunity. As we look through the field here, I see way back there in the 22nd position, a driver that I really had an eye on here for this one, the 20R rider, Cody Gagliano. Cody started up in the 10th position, has fallen back 12 spots here into the 22nd spot. Wonder if that 20R ride is just super conserving here throughout this one. We see some other drivers back there that I normally see in these dirt street stocks that are usually very fast up towards the front of the field. Lane Phillips, Tyler Jackson, T-Jack, one of those cars as well. And it's usually up at the front of the field here. Looks like they're playing the safe game early on in this one.
I'll tell you what, who's not holding back right now, and that is the 99 of Patrick Solari, who has now found his way around the 55 of Cruz Condell in 4th. And Solari has had the fastest car on the racetrack the last few laps. His second fastest lap that time by with a 22.31, now a 22.21, and that is most definitely the fastest car on the speedway. So Patrick Solari, the man on the move right now, looking for the front early on in the Gobbler.
Yeah, we also see at the front of the field here, Logan Rumsey's found himself a way around the 2 ride of Dylan Hauser. So Hauser back into 3rd here as the 420 machine up into position number 2, and he's trying to track down that Ding Dong Motorsports number 49 of Hayden Cardwell.
Cardwell's looked really strong thus far. The question is, will the car hold on for 100 laps? Coming around 1/5 of the way done, 20 down, 80 laps to go of 100 laps here at Knoxville. That is a very long time, as Logan Rumsey now closing the distance for the lead.
Yeah, Rumsey tracking him down here. And as he said, there's still a lot of laps left to go here. And this track is barely slicked off. We're starting to see that bottom groove start to move up the racetrack here. By the end of the evening, this entire track's going to be slicked off. And we're going to see these drivers slip sliding around, trying to keep the rear tires underneath of them here, as they're going to be burning their equipment up in a quick hurry.
Yes, Larry still running down your top 3 drivers right now. Sitting 4th, Cruz Condell 5th. Dylan Yeager has found his way around Mike Augustine back up to 6th. And Evan C. working around the 91 of Keith Hackney back here. That is for 8th and 9th on the speedway. Caden Reynolds rounding out the top 10 with Tyler Bowie trying to find a way around in the 71 car.
Chase Barbara right there as well in the 23. Can throw in the 33 ride of Caleb Durgan and Kendall Tucker right there, as well as these drivers trying to work themselves into the top 10, as we're going to see our first caution flag of the evening. As it looks like the 10 ride are last chance qualifier. Number 10 of Talon Will is going to go around and bring out our first caution flag here of the Gobbler 100.
First caution at 23 laps, and a couple of last chance qualifier drivers getting together right there. Stephen Gaines getting into the tail end of the 10 car of Talon Willis, bringing out the first caution, the first Plum Wild caution of the 16th annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100. And still a long way to go, just about a quarter of the ways down. 22 down, 78 to go.
Yeah, a lot of laps left here. These drivers now stacked back together. You're going to see some more drivers trying to maybe start to work themselves up towards the front of the field here, knowing that they're going to have this golden opportunity to make some passes here under these first few laps before we get back to more single file, a little bit more conservative. So it's going to be interesting to see if we'll have another driver from deep in the field trying to work themselves up towards the front like that 99 rider Patrick Solari already did here, as he's put on a show here for us today in this one.
Yeah, this will get interesting on this start because Larry, he was way faster than the top three drivers before that caution came out, but he was still just about 2 seconds behind after working his way through the field. Now, this will bunch him right up with the leaders. Can he find his way around and get to the lead very quickly? And 20th to first would be a heck of a drive. The question is, can he hang on to it?
Absolutely. And a big thing that I would take a look at here, too, with the 99 ride is once these tires kind of cool off, these caution flags can really wear the tires out in a quick hurry. They seem to just snap in from having a lot of grip to no grip at all. So it could be a potential where the 99 ride sends it into corner number 1, doesn't really have the grip that he's hoping to have, and could see him slide back here at a quick hurry as these caution flags seem to kill these tires through these dirt street stock races.
Hayden Cardwell, he has been the dominant driver of the week here at the Gobbler 100. Qualified on the pole his prelim night, won his heat race, won the prelim feature, and has led every lap of the Gobbler 100 to this point. He leads the field back to green, 23 complete, 77 to go, as Logan Rumsey will jump out to second. And here comes Solari on the outside. He'll look for second. He's found a way around Hauser on the outside. Now Solari looking for second, possibly even more.
Yeah, so Larry making that high side groove continue to work as he's running right up there in the dark stuff, right in the tacky stuff there, as he's taking a look to the outside of the 420 ride of Logan Rumsey for position number 2. A lot of these drivers have got to be seeing what this 99 ride's doing, and they got to be trying to follow in suit. You look back there at Evan C. in position number 6. He kind of sees it. He's trying to jump up there and see if he can make something happen as the 2 ride of Dylan Hauser gets tight, watches up the racetrack. That's going to open up the door here for Cruz Condell and the 33 ride of Evan C. to work underneath that 2 machine.
Yeah, you see Dylan Hauser, he saw the line that Solari's running. He tried to go up there after it and try to run it as well. Got a little tight right there and kind of just about lost it, but able to hang on to it. But he lost quite a few positions. He's fallen back to 5th as Evan C. trying to find a way around. But Patrick Solari, 20th to 2nd, and now has his sights set on your race leader, Hayden Cardwell. Cardwell about to have some pressure for the first time all week.
Yeah, all week hasn't really had much competition, and I'm sure this is going to be a surprise to him when he sees this 99 ride possibly jump up to his outside. And the first car that may pass this number 7 machine, being the 99 ride way back from 20th position, is going to be one heck of a surprise here for Hayden Cardwell. May catch him a little flat-footed.
Yeah, Solari is not playing around. He has caught the back bumper of the 07 Ding Dong machine down the back straightaway. We'll see if he'll make a move in turbo 3 and 4. He'll go to the outside once again, trying to make something happen. Will he have the run out of turn number 4? Patrick Solari in the 99 looking for the lead now.
Solari taking another look here to the high side, trying to find this great big momentum run down the banking that he's been getting here all evening long, and he's trying to find it, but unfortunately that 7 ride just being so fast here all week long, running a little bit of a slide job lane there, entering low slides right up into his lane, which is making the 99 ride have to try to cut down the racetrack, and I think that's killing a lot of his momentum.
Yeah, Dylan Hauser's fallen back to position number 5. Still maintaining it right now, but you got to think he's saving it for later on in the main event. He looks content to run around the speedway. Evan C. sitting 6th. All these drivers pretty much single file around the speedway, not really challenging one another, but just kind of riding it out. When will it be go time? Only 30 down, 70 to go.
Yeah, Hauser calling it perfectly here when we talked to him in the pre-race interview. We kind of said that he wanted to try to stay inside the top 5 here. Then maybe those final 40 to 30 laps, he's going to put the hammer down and work himself to the front of the field. So almost calling a perfect race here so far. We'll see if he can hang on and get that 2 ride back to the front of the field.
A couple other drivers moving through the field right now. Give a shout out to Ryan Hodge back here. He's working our way around for position number 12 on the speedway. Up 8 spots. Carl Kilgore from 25th to 16th right now, looking really good, trying to work his way through the field as we still have a long way to go. But there's a couple of the drivers, movers, and shakers through the field, but nothing like what Solari's done. 20th to 2nd, still looking for that lead.
Yeah, it's quite surprising to watch this 99 ride work out there on the racetrack. Some of the drivers that seem to push fairly early on in the race have already started to lose a few spots out there on the racetrack. The only driver not to really start to lose spots pushing early is that 99 ride, as he's staying right there glued to the back bumper of our race leader, Hayden Cardwell.
Yeah, he's been impressive to this point, rolling around the speedway, staying right there in the back bumper. May have a shot right here down at a turn number 2, down the back straightaway. He'll take it to the bottom. He'll stay in line right there with Cardwell, though, and he'll now try the outside, just following around. Will he throw it underneath at a turn number 3 and 4? Here we go, race for the lead at the line. Just doesn't quite have the giddy up at the corners just yet.
Yeah, he's searching. He's trying to find the lane that he needs to get that big run to make something happen, to really drive it down low, maybe make a little bit of a sliding job over that 7 ride. But you got to think Hayden Cardwell, he hears that car behind him. I'm not sure if his spotters let him know who it is or not, but it could possibly be pushing the pace of this race a little bit more than what Hayden Cardwell has. And it could be burning his equipment up here too, for it being fairly early in this race still.
The driver has been quietly in the top 5 right now, just kind of riding around the speedway. Logan Rumsey has been as high as 2nd on the racetrack, but sitting comfortably in 3rd, just about a 2.5 back of Hayden Cardwell for the race lead. You'd almost expect Rumsey to have a little something in the tank at the end. He's very good at saving his stuff and being there at the end when it counts. But nonetheless, here we go, race for the top 5 now. Evan C. putting some pressure on Hauser for 5th. It's Hauser trying to find a way around Caudell to move back up.
Yeah, he's been all over the back bumper here the last couple laps with that 55 ride. Teammates battling here inside the top 5. Evan C. loves to see it. If they can start getting a little 2x2 there, he could try to advance another spot or 2 here and jump over in front of those House of Speed rides right there in front of him. And I'm sure Mike Augustine would love to jump up there and gain a couple spots and work himself into the top 5 as well.
Good race back here for 9th and 10th as Caden Reynolds, who's moved up 5 spots into the top 10, trying to find a way around the 91 of Keith Hackney. Hackney started 6th, has lost 3 spots to 9th. Now in danger of losing another one right here to Reynolds, but Reynolds just can't quite make the run to make it happen. Seems to be the theme around the speedway to this point.
Yeah, definitely passing starting to become a little bit tougher here as this racetrack has kind of gotten a little bit one-laned out there, but we're going to see it spread out here more and more and more over these next 15, 20 laps. We're going to really see this track start to take a change, and we're going to see these drivers searching around, trying to find something new, something fast out there, and we'll see who the first driver is going to be to find it.
Yes, Larry's really trying to change. He's really changing his line just about every time he goes in the corner, trying to find a way around Cardwell. It's just nothing is getting him to the point to where he can make a move. But he maintains 2nd. Those drivers still just about a 2nd ahead of Logan Rumsey, sitting back in 3rd. And now we have a 3-car tango from position number 4, right behind Dylan Hauser, sticking his nose right beside Caudell for the moment. Falls back to 5th as Evan C. lurking in the wings, sitting in 6th, trying to find a way around inside the top 5.
Yeah, Evan C. right there, ready to pounce in that 33 machine as Hauser, he led that prelim race for so many laps with Cruz Caudell right there on his back bumper. I'm sure he'd love to reenact that and get back in front of that 55 ride and maybe give himself a little bit of breathing room between himself and Evan C. as no love lost there between those two.
Who's going to save the tires? 42 down. 58 to go here at Knoxville. $1,000 on the line. Hayden Cardwell. He's won a lot of big races in the past, former VLR Spring Fling winner. Trying to pick up another crown jewel event. And he's coming around to lead yet another lap. He has led every lap there is to lead so far on the week for the Gobbler 100.
Yeah, he still has a rear view mirror full of that 99 ride of Patrick Solari. Solari still putting the pressure all over our race leader, still trying to find a lane, still trying to find a run to get around that 7 ride as the Ding Dong Motorsports machine continuing to lead the way here, clicking them off. Fast and Furious here in this Gobbler 100 as we're slowly but surely rolling up to our halfway in and halfway to go.
Larry's still searching on the speedway, trying to find a way around, but Hayden Cardwell doing a great job keeping him at bay, maintaining the race lead. Logan Rumsey still sitting third, just about a second behind. Then right behind him, Cruz Condell, Dylan Hauser, the top 5. Evan C6 sits in position number 6, and it's Mike Augustine 7th. Dylan Yeager 8th, Keith Hackney 9th, and Chase Barbara rounding out the top 10. As the drivers roll around the speedway, Hayden Cardwell has just been very dominant to this point. 55 down, 45 to go. Make that 44 now.
Yeah, Hayden Cardwell doing a great job here, continuing to lead this race. He's been impressive all evening long as he's been the reflection of perfection here in the Gobbler 100. And Solari right there, though, man, you got to imagine the emotions going through his mind right now, working himself through so many great, talented drivers, previous Gobbler 100 winners, and he's one spot away from taking this lead here in a $1,000 to win race.
My dyslexic self said 45 to go. It was actually 55 to go just a moment ago, but still, Solari out in front, or in second, trying to run down Cardwell for your race leader, who's out front, Logan Rumsey. Cruz Cardell, Dylan Hauser. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, waiting for the action to pick up here at Knoxville. Chase Barbara trying to make something happen around Keith Hackney now, who sits 9th and 10th on the speedway. Caden Reynolds has fallen back to 11th, who was once inside the top 10. Then Kendall Tucker up a couple of positions in 12th. Tyler Bowie 13th. Ryan Hodge 14th, up 7 positions from 21st. And Connor New rounding out the top 15, and a good recovery for Talon Willis, a last chance qualifier winner. He was involved in the one and only caution thus far, and now finds himself up 8 positions to 16th.
Yeah, as Dylan Hauser starting to put the hammer down. Here's the 2 ride already around the 55 of Cruz Condell. Now going after the 420 ride here of Logan Rumsey. Rumsey not getting much grip down there through the slick stuff. And the 2 ride of Dylan Hauser on the move to the front of the field here once again as he's worked himself up into position number 3 here over the last couple laps.
Well, he told us on the broadcast lap 50 was going to be his go time, and he was not messing around. His last lap, 22:34 to the leader's 22:60s. So Hauser definitely really fast on the speedway right now, 22:62 to the leader's 22:70. So Hauser doing exactly what he said he was going to do.
Yeah, and that's got to be going through the mind here of all the drivers right there behind him is Evan C., Cruz Condell, Logan Rumsey. See that 2 ride starting to pull away. You never want to see that 2 ride of Dylan Hauser get out in front of you and start to gap you here as they want to stick right there with him and try to keep that 2 ride at bay here all race long. And unfortunately, now they got to play catch up here and try to beat one of the best in the business.
Yeah, Hauser, he has his sights set on your race leaders. He's running pretty much the exact times as Solari still trying to find a way around Hayden Cardwell. Has not made it happen to this point, who's led all 53 laps that have been scored to this point. Solari second, Dylan Hauser, Logan Rumsey, Cruz Condell still the top 5.
So far, though, this race has been fairly conservative. We've only seen a few drivers really work themselves quite far up through the field, looking at the 99 ride, and then a few drivers deeper in the field when you look at Ryan Hodge, Talon Willis, Carl Kilgore, trying to work themselves up from deep in the pack. But for the most part, it's been pretty conservative. We're going to have to wait and see how much conservative these drivers have been here throughout the field and see who's going to be able to try to find something late in this race and work themselves up to the front of the field.
Tell you what, a driver I'm watching back here towards the middle of the field start making some ticks on the leaderboard. Kendall Tucker up 3 positions, finding a way around Caden Reynolds. Tucker started 14th, has just kind of ran around there for the most part. Now starting to pick his way through the field. He's up to 11th, looking for a top 10.
Yeah, Kendall Tucker on the move. Ryan Hodge right back there in 14th as well, up 7 spots, and Talon Willis, as you said, a good recovery after making it in through the last chance qualifier, getting spun around there early on in this one, and he's found himself a way back up inside the top 15. So the 10M machine working underneath Ryan Hoge here for that 14th position.
All 25 drivers still out on the speedway running. Hayden Cardwell still just about maybe a little over a straightaway from catching lap traffic right now, so not coming into play anytime soon at the moment. Solari, he's lost a little bit of ground on your race leader of Hayden Cardwell. The gap was a lot closer than it is now. Cardwell's put about 2 car lengths between him and the 99 of Solari, and Dylan Hauser, who sits third, is still trying to run down both of them as they still a little slower on the, actually it was faster than your top 2 that last time by.
Yeah, he's been a little bit of back and forth, a little bit faster one lap, a little bit slower the next lap, so maybe Hauser just kind of settling back in here in third, knowing that he's in a good spot for late in this race. Still has a lot of tire left on that 2 machine, and he's ready to pounce here. Maybe just waiting a little bit longer before he really starts to put the hammer down and try to drive up there.
Kendall Tucker has found a way around Keith Hackney inside the top 10, looking for a way around the 23 of Chase Barbara. As you see these cars getting 3-wheeling as Tucker got up against the wall and the car just kind of got up on 3 wheels, almost looking like a late model around the speedway.
Yeah, he's got that thing digging up there on the high side of the racetrack as we see this racetrack really starting to spread a little bit wider up towards that outside wall. We saw it in that second server Tuesday night. When these marbles really start to build up back there, you have one of those drivers that just unfortunately hits it the wrong way, sends it in there a little bit too deep, and can send themselves upside down in a quick hurry. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that. If these cars start to lift that left front tire up higher and higher into the air, they're flirting with disaster.
I'll tell you what, Dylan Hauser has closed this gap very quickly. Last time by 22.51 to the leader's 22.7s. So Hauser has found something on the speedway, and he is running down your second-place driver, Patrick Solari, and he's getting ready to pounce, and we'll see if Hauser can make a challenge at Hayden Cardwell for the race lead.
Yeah, Hauser right there on the back bumper of the 99 ride. Solari trying to hold on to position number 2, but that 2 ride, he is on the move here. He's put a big gap now between himself and Cruz Cadell. Cadell in the 420 ride. Logan Rumsey duke it out here for position number 4. They got Evan C. and Mike Augustine right there behind them trying to jump into that fight as well. So it looks like the 55 ride of Cruz Cadell with a big run there out at corner number 4 is going to clear that 420 ride.
Also a good race for second now. Hauser has found his way around to Solari with a slider on the 99 machine. Now Dylan Hauser up to position number 2. Can he run down Hayden Cardwell to try to pick up his 3rd career win in the Spartan Transportation 16th Annual Gobbler 100? Dylan Hauser back to P2.
Yeah, Hauser, he's definitely hungry, knowing that there's a $1,000 payday, 1 spot in front of him here. He's been waiting patiently here all race long to start to run down our race leaders. He's found his way around the 99 ride. He's got 1 more car to beat. You know that 2 ride is going to be finding his way to the back bumper of that 7. But now Hayden Cardwell starting to put a little bit of distance between himself and Dylan Hauser here. So Hauser might have to try to find another gear here as the 7 ride might have been holding back a little bit on us.
Yeah, Cardwell has been very fast all week long. He started out qualifying in his prelim server. His qualifying time was over 2/10 faster than everybody else in the server. It was wild. He's been the class of the field all week in his prelim and now in the Gobbler 100 main event. He's showing that once again, but Dylan Hauser, don't count him out just yet. He's hanging tough, running exact same lap times, if not faster. Now we have a race for the top 5. Logan Rumsey and Cruz Cadell, 4th and 5th. Evan C. right behind him, sitting in 6th. Here comes Logan Rumsey trying to find a way around Cadell once again for 4th.
Yeah, as they go fender to fender here at a corner number 2, Cruz Cadell trying to hang on to that 4th spot on the racetrack as they're slowly but surely reeling in that 99 of Patrick Solari. Solari may be at risk of losing that 3rd spot on the racetrack here, and Evan C. just sitting back there just on the outside of the top 5. Been sitting there waiting patiently, waiting for an opportunity to bite here.
Yeah, Solari, he's struggling right now, 23.07s, while the rest of them are running 22.8s and 22.7s right now. So his stuff's starting to fade big time, and still trying to hang on to it. Still in a great spot, sitting third and trying to hang on, and maybe his tires will come back to life. But there's a lot of hungry drivers right behind him trying to find a way around right now.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of very hungry drivers, and the competition that's in this field, unfortunately, when you start to struggle out there, they're going to take advantage of you in a quick hurry. So we see some contact there between Solari and Logan Rumsey. Hopefully not a lot of damage there for the 420 ride of Logan Rumsey, as that may affect the handling of his 420 machine, as he got into that 99 ride pretty hard.
Yeah, great host of cars, great racing right here. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth right now. If you make that seventh as Mike Augustine in the 19 cars throwing his hat in the mix. He'll take it to the outside of the speedway, trying to find a way around the 33 of Evan C. to move into the top 5. But Solari in the 99, 20th to second, and now the stuff's starting to fade. That's the risk you take when you start that deep in the field and try to work your way up as quickly as possible.
Yeah, no matter where he finishes, though, he's going to be happy about his performance here tonight, making that drive past all these amazing drivers and working from 20th up into second here. Nothing to hang his head about, man. Putting on a great show for all of us here in this one. But you look at the front of the field, Hayden Cardwell. I thought maybe the 99 ride was going to push the subject with that 7 ride in. He's running away from Dylan Hauser now. Opened up a second in a bit here over that number 2 machine.
I'm not sure if you can see the lap times or not, but if you look back here, position number 9, Kendall Tucker, he's running, last time by, he was faster than the leaders. He's up to 9th, up 5 positions. And now with a little over 25 to go, Kendall Tucker knows it's go time, and he is running down this field. Will Kendall Tucker have a shot at the Gobbler 100?
Yeah, Kendall Tucker right there in 9th. Got Dylan Yeager right there in front of him. Yeager, we haven't really seen much from him here, but they're 3 wide right in front of him as the 33 run Evan C down low. The 19 of Mike Augustine right there in the middle. And Patrick Solari, unfortunately, still sliding back here, just trying to work that outside groove. But looks like the bottom side lane starting to come back in pretty strong.
Yeah, it may not be the best place on the speedway for the 99. May want to try to hop down there and see if he can't maintain the same kind of speed that these other drivers are running, but still in 7th right now, looking really, really good. But Dylan Yeager and Kendall Tucker directly behind him. Solari fading fast.
Dylan Hauser starting to eat away at the lead here quite a bit from Hayden Cardwell. As Cardwell out in front, saw his 1-second lead go down to about 7/10 there. Dylan Hauser maybe trying to close that gap up here once again.
Yeah, Hauser knows it's go time. Less than 25 laps to go now. As Hauser in the 2nd place position, little under a second back right now, but Cardwell, man, he's just been tough, man. He's been the fastest driver all week, and he's still the fastest driver on the speedway.
Yeah, he's been the reflection of perfection right from the drop of the first green flag right down here into this A-main feature event for $1,000. Hayden Cardwell's been the man to beat, and Dylan Hauser trying to run him down, trying to give him a show and a run for his money here. As you can see Hauser really throwing it in there up on the high side of the racetrack, just trying to find something, trying to find some extra bite, some extra speed for that 2 machine.
Evan C. in the 33 has now found his way into the top 5 as well, trying to run down the 55 of Cruz Caudell, who's ran inside the top 5 all evening long, and it's had a great race. But Evan C. in the 33 starting to make some noise. Kendall Tucker just said a moment ago, he's now found a way around Patrick Solari, moved Kendall Tucker up to 7th, working through the field.
Yeah, he's also found himself a way around Dylan Yeager as well. So Yeager back into 9th here as Kendall Tucker working himself up through the field. And the caution flag is going to fly here for the 2nd time this evening.
I think this may have been what the fans were wanting. I do believe this is going to be on Brady Thompson, unfortunately, in the 27 car, up into the wall, kind of all by himself. And oh, goodness, that car just takes a ride. As we go to the simwrapmarket.com instant replay, you'll see it coming right here on your screen. The 27 car kind of just goes to the outside all by himself, and up into the wall he goes, and the car just lifts up.
Yeah, that became plumb wild there in a quick hurry for Brady Thompson. An unfortunate break there for that 27B machine. And it's what we kind of talked about. Once these marbles really start to build up and that berm gets built up on the extreme high side, you're going to see that more and more and more here. We may see it even more before the end of this one.
Well, Aaron, this absolutely changes everything that we've been calling to this point. We re-rack them, we restack them. It'll be 80 laps in. It'll be a 20-lap shootout for $1,000. Your average Saturday night street stock show. It's going to get plumb wild.
Absolutely it is. This is what every single dirt driver dreams of when it comes to iRacing, is being in this opportunity to try to race for $1,000 payday here, and it's going to come right down to the very wire. This one's going to be a nail biter. Anyone inside our top 10, I wouldn't count any of them out here in this one, as things are about to get very, very plumb wild.
Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button, hit the share button. Green flag is back out. There's 20 laps left, and we got mayhem on the restarts. I do believe somehow we're going to stay green as cars shuffled all through the field back there, but somehow staying green at the moment. And here we go, race for the lead. Here comes Dylan Hauser on the outside.
Hauser trying to squeeze his way up there. Here comes the 55 ride. His teammate going to door slam him there out of corner number 2 as Hauser right back up to that extreme high side, looking for that huge side bite that we saw Brady Thompson have the issue with here, as the two House of Speed rides trying to run down that Ding Dong Motorsports number 7 ride. Hayden Cardwell has his work cut out here for him in this one as Hauser gets up into the outside wall, but looking for a big run down here out of corner number 2.
Yeah, he climbs all the way to the top of the stairs and now trying to come down the hill. Hauser with a big full head of steam at a turn number 3 and 4. Can he use the momentum to pull alongside? Gets a little loose or tight right there at a turn number 4, and now he'll lose positions.
Yeah, Cruz Gondel going to jump up and use that to his advantage into position number 2 in the 420 ride of Logan Rumsey, now working underneath that 2 machine, as it looks like that bottom groove is really the way to be around the racetrack right now, as the high side starting to really fade away. You got to go way, way up there. You're a mile high here on that outside wall, and unfortunately Dylan Hauser, even with these big runs, sliding backwards.
Yeah, Hauser has fallen back to 4th. Rumsey has found a way around there. Here comes the 33 car of Evan C. You know the history between C and Hauser. And here we go once again for 4th and 5th, but that's not the good spot. And Aaron, you got another caution.
Flag. Another caution flag. Cautions breed cautions here, and it looks like one of our last chance qualifiers going to get tied up in this one here again, as it looks like Stephen Gaines possibly in this one to bring out our 3rd caution flag of the evening.
Yeah, him and Carl Kilgore, actually all 3 of our last chance qualifiers getting together right there. Talon Willis, Carl Kilgore, and Stephen Gaines all making contact after I do believe Gaines made initial contact with the 99 of Patrick Solari.
Yeah, and that was the 19 ride of Ryan Hoge that got tied up in that. The 10 ride of Talon Willis was able to escape that just up there on the high side to get around that. So
tough break right there, but man, business is picked up, and there you see, getting late in this race, you're going to see it's not going to be the last caution I would expect to see for these guys racing for $1,000.
No, I can't imagine this being the last caution flag. Everyone's going to be trying to get every single inch, every run they can out there on the racetrack, and unfortunately, 100 laps is a long, long time with these dirt street stocks on the racetrack, and these tires are starting to fade away. This racetrack very, very slick, and things are about to get very, very spicy here in this one.
Racking it, stacking it, double them back up on the back straightaway. Let us know out there on the stream, who is your pick to win the Spartan Transportation 16th Annual Gobbler 100? Hayden Cardwell, now Cruz Condell, your front row, coming back to green. 84 down, 16 to go. Here we go.
Good restart there for Hayden Cardwell as he's able to jump up and clear that 55 right of Cruz Condell. Condell right there on his back bumper, but got up into that inside berm there a little bit too much as they're 3 wide right there behind him. Dylan Hauser almost up into the outside wall. Hauser's going to go around the caution flag back out on the racetrack. In our 2-time Gobbler 100 winner, Dylan Hauser's going to go around.
Oh, tough break for the 19 of Hauser. Got a little loose right there, running alongside Logan Rumsey, and comes up the hill right into the front bumper of the 19 of Mike Augustine, and nowhere for Augustine to really go, and gets the 2-car turned around after all the contact, and tough break for Dylan Hauser. Like you said, the former 2-time winner of the Gobbler 100. Tonight will not be his night.
Yeah, tough break right there for the 2 ride. Getting turned around right there. Had a good run up inside the top 5 here all evening long. But that's going to put him way back there with a ton of great talent in front of him in the 22nd position. And unfortunately, that is probably going to be the end of his evening here for trying to pick up the checkered flag in this race.
Yeah. Unfortunately, right there, that was just really hard racing. Nothing really Augustine could do other than getting to the back bumper up Dylan Hauser right there after Hauser got loose with Logan Rumsey to his inside. So,
yeah, things
nonetheless,
happen so quickly here on the racetrack that even your spotter can't get the words in time to let that 19 ride know that the 55 ride was coming up.
Yeah, well, nonetheless, doubled back up. 85 down, 15 to go. Coming back to green once again, Hayden Cardwell. Your race leader, he's led all weekend long, hits the berm, coming to the green. Cruz Condell able to maintain with him. This will get interesting.
Yeah, door to door through corner 1 and 2. Cruz Condell looking for a big run here out of corner number 2. Here's the 19 ride, goes way up the racetrack, but the battle at the front of the field starting to heat up as here comes Logan Rumsey. He's going to poke his nose right underneath the 55 ride as Hayden Cardwell. Didn't take him long to clear that 55 ride, and he's going to continue to lead the way.
Great recovery by Hayden Cardwell after hitting the berm, coming to the green flag, maintaining the race lead, and we have another caution on the speedway. Carl Kilgore may be involved.
Another caution flag coming out here in this one, but look back there in position number 4. Caleb Durgan up 15 spots inside the top 5.
Holy goodness, where did Caleb Durgan come from all of a sudden? That's a name we haven't really called much tonight. Now sneaking up there, like you said, up 15 spots to position number 4, 19th to 4th. What a great ride. Evan C. maintaining the top 5 as well. Kendall Tucker 6th, Tyler Bowie 7th. Dylan Yeager, Chase Barbara, and Caden Reynolds rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, and unfortunately there, Carl Kilgore getting turned around there, the victim of 3 wide racing hard, trying to everyone battle for the bottom 2 lanes, and unfortunately 3 cars come together. He gets turned around. Dylan Hauser right into the side of him there as well. Some big contact there for Hauser and some more damage there for him, but Caleb Durgan out of nowhere, up inside the top 5 now into position number 4. He's been kind of laying back towards the top 15 here, around that 15th position all evening long. And here in the last 5-10 laps, he's just found himself a way to the front of the field, and he may be the car to beat here late in this one if he has enough tires saved and the ability to work himself around that 7 ride of Hayden Cardwell.
Tell you what, Hayden Cardwell has shown he is probably the car to beat right now from the entire week, but Caleb Durgan looking really good. Going to restart outside row number 2. Re-racked, restack, double back up. Going to pace around one more time. Not going to go green right here at the turn number 4. So we'll pace him around one more time as the drivers are, admin's trying to get the field set, make sure everyone is where they need to be. Aaron, this has been, it kind of got a little stale right there in the middle, but these last few laps have gotten really exciting, really fast.
Yeah, it definitely has gotten very exciting. I kind of figured this is the way it would play out. Everyone running pretty conservative for the first half, maybe a little bit of the first 3 quarters of this race. And then when it's time to go here late in this one, none of these drivers are going to back down. If they got to give a bumper, they're going to give it, as they all want to jump up here towards the front of the field and have a taste of victory here this evening.
Green flag is back out. Here we go. 87 down, 13 to go. Cardwell back on the gas. Didn't quite make the same mistake he did the last time. Still ran across the berm, though, but able to pull away. And now here comes Logan Rumsey challenging for second, maybe possibly more.
Yeah, the 55 rider, Cruz Condell, right into the back bumper there of the 7 ride out of corner number 2 as he's trying to find something, but here comes Caleb Durgan working the inside here. He's going to go door to door, and he's going to rub and beat and bang with that 55 rider, Cruz Condell, for position number 3 as Durgan trying to work himself into a podium position.
Yeah, Durgan, great drive, 19th to 3rd, and he may not be done just yet as he works away around Cruz Condell, who was once up in position number 2. Evan C. right behind in 5th. And Kendall Tucker up 8 positions to 6, 14th to 6 thus far, looking for inside the top 5. Tucker on the move, and he's not very far off the pace.
No, he's right there ready to pounce. He's got that 33 of Evan C right there in front of him. If C can open up the door here with the 55 Ryan to his outside, you know the 3 Ryan's going to poke his nose into that battle and try to jump up there, maybe make it 3 wide, but he'd be happy with the top 5 run here after a solid evening tonight.
10 laps to go here in the 16th annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100. Hayden Cardwell, the class of the season with a Gobbler 100. Started on the pole, won his prelim, has led every single lap, all 90 laps. Make that 91 this time. But Logan Rumsey still has 9 more trips around to make something happen. Can he get the job done?
Caleb Durgan right there in third. He's not done yet either. He's trying to size up this 420 Ryan, trying to find a way around him, or maybe just hoping for a little bit of contact between our front 2 cars as Durgy is ready to make a move, and it's about to be Durgy time as we're going to see the caution flag fly here once again.
Yeah, a lot of contact back there through the middle of the field. Do believe Tyler Bowie in the 71 car be turned around, and a caution with under 10 to go. Oh, Bowie getting to the back of Caden Reynolds and gets out of the gas just a little bit, and then contact from behind, and around goes to 71. So that'll bring reason for the most latest caution. And now we have 8 laps to go, Aaron. And what are you expecting to see in these last 8?
Oh, this last 8 laps is going to be absolutely insane. We're going to see some absolute bombs being thrown out there on the racetrack. Any one of these drivers wants to win this race. I know Logan Rumsey would love to be down here in victory lane, and Hayden Cardwell's about to have his hands full with that 33 ride of Caleb Durgan right there on his back bumper. Durgan had a great restart last caution flag, and he's looking very, very fast here. Maybe has some very good tires left on that 33 machine, so he may be all over the back bumper of that 7 ride.
There's no saving anymore. Whatever you have left in the tank, you are letting it all loose right now, because you are getting ready to go for $1,000 in 8 laps. 8-lap shootout for $1,000 on iRacing on a Thursday night, December the 1st, here at the 16th annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100. This has been absolutely fantastic to call, and we're getting ready to crown a $1,000 winner. And we'll go back green next time by at turn number 4. Can anyone find a way around Hayden Cardwell in the Ding Dong 07 machine, who will lead the field back to the green?
Pace truck getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn back down pit side. We're going to get ready to set them loose here for what could possibly be our final restarters. Things are about to get wild here in this one as the green flag back out into the air here in the Gobbler 100. The 33 ride of Caleb Durgan jumping the cushion there on the bottom side of corner number 4 as the 7 of Hayden Cardwell leads us once again down through corner number 1 and out of corner number 2 as here comes Evan C up on the high side as it's a battle of the 33s back there for position number 3.
You were kind of waiting on him to make his move, but the 33 of Evan C knows it's go time, and there are only 6 laps remaining of the 16th annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100C, who has so many big wins in the past couple of seasons, looking for another one. But he's trying to find a way around Caleb Durgan, who sits in position number 3, but the story still out in front. Hayden Cardwell coming around. 6 more trips around for another $1,000 payday.
Yeah, Chase Barbara up into position number 6 now as well in the 23 ride as he's right on the back bumper of the 55 of Cruz Condell and the 33 of Evan C. He's brought Caden Reynolds and Keith Hackney with him right back inside the top 10. It's Kendall Tucker now battling door to door with Keith Hackney for position number 8 on the racetrack, but it's coming down to the wire here as the 7 ride of Hayden Cardwell continues to lead the way, starting to stretch out his lead here, a few car lengths down across the start-finish line.
Yeah, Cardwell's just been very, very dominant to this point. It's just hard to understate. It's going to be very hard to get around that 07 machine. You can catch him, but you still have to make the pass. And the laps in time are running out here in the Knoxville Raceway in the Gobbler 100. Coming around 4 more trips around for Hayden Cardwell and $1,000.
Yeah, $1,000 on the line. It's got to be sitting in the back of that 7 ride's mind, knowing that every one of these drivers behind him would love to jump up here and knock him into that top spot. He's just trying to keep on hitting his marks, keeping that car pointed in the right direction and keeping that 420 ride from being able to catch him.
Tell you what, a fun field to watch back here is Caden Reynolds, who is now up 10 positions inside the top 5 as he finds a way around Chase Barber in the 23 car. Kendall Tucker side by side for 6th and 7th. But a great drive by Caden Reynolds late in the race to get himself inside the top 5. But out in front, Evan C. coming around. Twin Sticks will be out. 2 more trips around the Knoxville Raceway for $1,000.
2 more laps here for Hayden Cardwell. Hayden Cardwell continuing to lead the way. Logan Rumsey there in second, starting to run out of time here as, oh no, packet lost. I think the server just crashed. The server just crashed here in this one. No, everybody. Logan Rumsey out in front. Cruz Condell. We've lost a ton of drivers here.
The
Dylan
server
Cribbs,
crashes
Colton
with
Herbert.
2 laps to go. Are you kidding me? In the Gobbler 100, half the field just lost connection. 2 laps to go on the
White
iRacing
flag
server.
Has been displayed here. Logan Rumsey is out front. He's going to be the first car across the start-finish line here. I'm not sure how the admins are going to score this one as Logan Rumsey is going to pick up the checkered flag of the 420 ride. Cruz Caudell there in position number 2. Caden Reynolds there in third. Tyler Jackson scored in position number 4. And Cody Gagliano there in 5th. But I don't know how they're going to call this one with the server crashing. We lost half the field or better right there with 2 laps left to go.
The wildest thing you could possibly see right there just happened. The VLR's worst nightmare just came to life with the server crashing on iRacing. Oh my goodness. As more than half the field is kicked out and people are still losing connection being dropped. So tough break right here going on. And I do believe we may have to step away and wait for an admin's decision on what's going to happen next.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough call for the entire VLR crew and all the admins up there. I'm sure they're frantically trying to figure out what to do here in this one.
Well, absolute chaos here at Team VLR. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away just a moment and figure out what just happened and let everybody know what's going on.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Hello iRacers, this is Greg Hill, Executive Producer, and this is our mid-season development update. With just a handful of weeks left to go in Season 4, we're quickly approaching the conclusion of the 2023 competition year, and what a year it's been. Of course, every year at iRacing is unique. It's the nature of our business that the sim and racing service are constantly evolving. However, I can't think of a period that's been more eventful and impactful for the future of sim racing at iRacing than these past 12 months. We have established key new partnerships that will help our brand of motorsport grow at a global scale and reach all new audiences and racing fans. We have strengthened existing partnerships and secured a critical license that will allow us to return to our roots with NASCAR and NASCAR team properties. And of course, throughout all of this, we have invested significantly into the ongoing development and improvement of our great racing simulation and racing service. Now, I do intend to share some of the cool things to come in the Season 1 build, but first let's take a moment to focus on one of the bigger picture developments I alluded to a moment ago. As I touched on in detail in a previous update, a significant focus this year, and last, has been the strategic expansion of our staff across many talented teams. This growth will enable iRacing to operate from a position of strength for years to come and ensure that we will continue to deliver an unparalleled modern simulation experience. On that note, we're thrilled to upgrade our graphics team later this year through the addition of multiple industry-leading rendering programmers who will help evolve iRacing's graphic tech in a way never before seen on this platform. These developers have spent the last 20 years building and leading graphics and rendering teams across a broad spectrum of powerful graphic engines such as idTech, Unity, Unreal, Decima, and Glacier. Our reconstituted graphics team will be more formidable than ever, and we couldn't be more excited about what's to come. This will be a big lift, and in the short term, we will continue improving the current rendering technology and graphics. And now for another big picture update that I know many have been following closely: the status of our advanced new weather system, which we call Tempest internally. While we aren't quite ready to guarantee Tempest for December, we are now confident enough to say that the release of this incredibly complex system is imminent. Tempest was built from the ground up and consists of several interconnected systems that simulate not only rain and the effect that water has on the racetrack, race cars, and surrounding area, but also the physical components that combine to create various types of weather. This system is fueled by extensive real-world data from the very locations where you'll be racing. Together with our dynamic track systems, the combined experience is unparalleled in simulation and gaming. It's hard to describe until you can experience it for yourself, but for those of you who race at these tracks in the real world and have had the fortune, or misfortune, to do so in the wet, reliving that in iRacing with physically accurate and true-to-life puddling is like nothing else out there. You'll feel a tug of resistance when you drive through wet areas, and when things get really dicey, you'll experience aquaplaning. Wait until you see our aero-heavy race cars vacuum up water from the track and redistribute it into the air and elsewhere on the track, drying up the racing line rapidly in the process. Recalibrate your expectation on what a race has in store for you as you search for the line based on the multitude of dynamics at play and the always changing nature of the track and the weather systems. Or, if you see a dark cloud looming on the horizon, is it on its way to you? Have your teammate check the weather radar or query your crew chief for an update. The Tempest project has been a long journey for us spanning multiple years. The idea took form in discussions and brainstorming back in January of 2020, followed by initial technical design a year later. For much of that time, the project was helmed by a small R&D team focused on the weather systems and the data model. Today, we have the combined effort of dozens of developers across web engineering, graphics, physics, tire, sound, and back-end engineering, track art, car art, VFX, production, QA, and design. Talk about a team effort. We're quite proud of what we've built, and we're even more excited to release it to iRacers. We all look forward to making it rain soon. After a build stuffed to the brim with new cars last season, our team has been focusing on some of our longer-term R&D initiatives, such as Rain, our aero modeling program, oval refresh, and tire model updates. That said, we're excited to be debuting one new car in December, the Audi R8 LMS Evo 2 GT3. The Evo 2 is part of our initiative to keep our GT3 fleet modern and looking great. Similar efforts will continue in the new year with multiple additions and replacements to our GT3 offerings. We have a diverse set of track
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the 16th Annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100, which has been an amazing event to this point. And then iRacing decided that it was time to go home. And Stephen Calavoda, our admin, is up here in the press box with us. And Stephen, you're going to let the fans know what's going on.
Man, that was incredible. We had a tsunami there on roughly. As the leaders were crossing lap 99, it looks like Keith Hackney was the first guy swept away, and then it intruded on half of the field of cars. So we did not want to see the race end that way, number one. Number two, we're all about fair competition here. So at the end of the day, there's a lot of money on the line. There's a fair way of doing it and an unfair way of doing it. And the winner of this race is going to be Hayden Cardwell. Second place is going to be Logan Rumsey. And rounding out the podium from 15th, I'm sorry, not from 15th, but from
19th.
There you go, Caleb Durgan. So there's your top three. I'm going to work through getting you the hard charger, but we need to run around the pits and go find these three because that definitely is a little bit different than the finishing order. But that's the fair way to do it. Right before the leader crosses for 99, that is where we ended the race. So we'll work on getting you guys the official complete race finishing order here very shortly. Appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Stephen Calavoto, who does a great job up in the admin booth with us here at Team VLR. But nonetheless, Hayden Cardwell, who's been dominant all week long, going to pick up the win, another crown jewel event for that driver, and we are going to bring him down up into victory lane. Hayden Cardwell, your 2023 Gobbler 100 winner. And Hayden, not the most convenient way to pick up a win, but still $1,000 richer nonetheless. And you were dominant all week, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm still trying to gather on what's going on right now because I about pulled my steering wheel off my desk and threw it because I didn't really know what was going on there. So we're calmed down now. I'm not just saying this because I was leading the race, but there was multiple guys. There was like 5 guys in the top 10 that got just kicked out by iRacing right there. They said it's happening on all platforms right now, so don't really know what's going on. So I appreciate VLR and Steven for doing the right thing for not just me, but just everybody else in the field. But I never thought I would come back, and my first bigger win since I've been back would be a street stock. So this is pretty badass right now.
Now, Hayden, you were one of the drivers to come into iRacing and then take your iRacing skills to the real life scene. And now you don't get to race quite as often as you do. So, what's the mindset, as you don't get to race as much as these other guys, but to know that you still have what it takes to get it done in these big races with quite a bit less time.
Man, it's tough. Like if you get off here just for a little bit and miss a beat, you're gonna be struggling. So I got to give all kudos and all the shout outs to everybody on Alpha Industries. They treat me like family. I've been with those guys for a long time, especially Logan and JD. We've been together forever, but Logan hooked us up tonight, and the thing was on rails all week, really. So if it wasn't for them guys, I wouldn't even be up here talking to you guys, or probably even close to being on the podium. So yeah, all glory to them. That was awesome for them to just they take care of me in the any pro series we do, or all around on this game. So I appreciate it, all of them.
Well, Hayden, great job by you here tonight. Aaron, what you got for our Gobbler 100 champion?
Hayden, congratulations first off on picking up the checkered flag here in this one. Take us back down here through the whole crashing scenario. You see the double sticks go up into the air here. The twin sticks fly. You have 2 more laps left to go. You got a couple car lengths between yourself and Logan Rumsey to pick up the checkered flag. And then all of a sudden it crashes. What's the first thought going through your mind right there?
Honestly, probably can't say what I want to say on this right now because there was a lot going on. But I was just like, shit, like we ran 98 laps, pretty much perfect. Patrick started way back. I think he used his stuff up a little bit, but I was afraid that I'll use my stuff up a little bit trying to hold him off. So I really didn't know what to think. At first, like I said, I thought it was just me, and that's happened to me before leading races, and I just drop out. So I didn't really know what to think, and then once I found out that it wasn't just me, I just had to wait and see what Steven came up with.
Absolutely. Well, you're the reflection of perfection here in this one as you lead every single lap you can here in the Gobbler 100 through the prelims and through this evening as you park the 7 right up here in victory lane, picking up the cool $1,000 victory. Who would you like to thank here for such a great run and strong performance? You parked that 7 right up here in the Knoxville Raceway victory lane. It's such a historic racetrack like this.
Oh yeah, like I said earlier, just mainly all this goes to my boys at Alpha. They take care of me. I can't thank them enough. They're a huge part of me. Gotta thank Loic Bernier for I know I messed that up, but gotta thank Loic hooked me up with this Ding Dong Motorsports ride, and we're proud to represent and glad to bring it home. Taco.com setup shop. Look out for the set. I think we're going to post it for free tonight if anybody wants to give her a try. All the people that help us, Integra, Kaiser, everybody that helps, all the people watching. all my friends and family for watching, and you guys for the broadcast. I see Brett hanging out right here. He always does a great job. You too, and Tommy. Awesome. I love you too. And just everybody makes this deal happen. I'm sure Chris and Howard and everybody has a big part in this, and I think it's pretty sweet. Not just me, but anybody can come on here and have a shot at winning some money on this. So I'm glad everybody could keep it pretty clean there. So we'll load up and try to make the next big show, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the checkered flag here as you pick up the 16th annual Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100. Hayden, congratulations here once again from me up here at the booth. Aaron Woods, Peacemaker Gaming, and Tommy and all the boys here. A huge congratulations on getting the job done here tonight in this one.
Thanks, guys. Y'all take it easy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Hayden Cardwell, your Gobbler 100 champion. That will bring down our second place driver of the main event here tonight, Logan Rumsey. Logan, wild way to end it. Probably still maybe had a shot at the win right there at the end. It's got to be very frustrating, but still a second place finish in the Gobbler 100. Not too shabby.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for much better than that. Me, Hayden, and Durgan 1, 2, 3 there. We just ran a perfect race, had the setup dialed in, just had a really good game plan going into the race. I mean, the track was a little weird. It was on the top for most of the race, so we were kind of more prepared for that. But just I wasn't hoping that Hayden's tire would blow out, but I was just worried about him running the top that long. So I was just trying to save my tire a little bit. Maybe at the end they would blow him out and I could get it done. But I mean, I don't know what to say, man. It's just a really good race. We picked up Caleb Durgan on our team a couple of days ago, and it's amazing for him to come from about dead last up to third. It's just great.
Now, Logan, you have become one of those guys who's been known to, run towards the front in just about any chassis or car that iRacing has on the dirt side now. Talk us through how you prepare for that and how you're able to, maintain, as good as you are against such quality drivers in each different class.
I mean, you just got to run with the best to be the best. I mean, I've been running a lot of races over the last 3 years with people like Evan and Blake and them. They kind of made everyone step up the bar the last 2 years, and I feel like we're almost there now, if not there, or not even better. So you just got to race with the best and test to make sure your stuff's dialed in and have a good game plan for these races, and you'll have a better shot at winning them.
Aaron, what you got for Logan here?
Logan, a good run and a great drive here. You find yourself in position number 2, but the first car crosses our finish line. What was going through your mind as you're trying to hunt down that 7 machine of Hayden Cardwell in the closing laps? You see 2 laps left to go, and then the 7 car just disappearing there from your front windshield. What was going through your mind, not knowing that either the server was crashing or maybe just that 7 ride might have lost connection?
I mean, I knew I wasn't really going to have anything for Hayden. We're on the same exact setup, and he's a little bit better, and I'm driving one-handed, so I'm kind of at a disadvantage there. So I was just trying to hang on for a second, trying to get to the white flag, because last year the white or the yellow came out coming to the white flag, and that would have been real bad because those double foul restarts, it just all hell breaks loose every time. So we're just trying to get to the white flag there, and it just they all lagged out, and I didn't even know what to think. I don't want to win like that. I was fine with how we were running, but I'm glad they made the right call there.
Absolutely. The right call was made, and Cardwell being able to pick up the checkered flag and a solid run here for you in the 420 ride right there in position number 2. Logan, you're getting better and better and better here at getting to the front of the field late in these long races, and you're right there within a shot. If we would have saw another caution flag there before that white flag, what was the game plan going into that possible 1-lap shootout there with Hayden Cardwell to your inside and so many hungry, bright, talented drivers there behind you?
I mean, I guess just try to get a good start and run them on the outside, but the tires are so blown out, it's kind of hard to do anything but roll it inside berm. So I didn't really want that at all. I mean, of course I want to win, but you got to be realistic. Sometimes we're all the same exact speed out there, so you just got to take what you can get. And I got to thank some people before I get out of here. I just got to thank JC Floyd for the help this week, and all my team at Alpha Industries, Hayden, JD, James, Adam, Loic, and Durgan for helping test this week, and everyone for putting up the race here. It's amazing.
Absolutely, Logan. Congratulations on a great run and a strong performance here in the 16th Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100. Congratulations on the second place run, and we look forward to seeing you back up here, picking up good wins and maybe some more checkered flags here in the future.
Yeah, man, thanks.
All right, we got our third place finisher. We're going to bring down up next, 19th to 3rd. Great drive by him tonight. Caleb Durgan in the house with it. Caleb, we didn't really call your name early on, but man, you started working your way towards the front, picking them off one by one. 19th to 3rd. Great drive. Probably not the way you wanted to see it end with as fast as you were running there at the end, buddy.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a game of patience, and I was being patient. And that first restart, I got in a little tangle there. I got drove into, and I knew from that point on, I just had to get up on the wheel and do everything I could, make some moves, riskier moves than what I would have liked to do. But we somehow got the 5th, I think, and then there was a restart, and the last restart, I was planning on just riding behind Rumsey and Cardwell, but then everything crashed. So I was a little nervous that it was on my end, and I was the one losing out, but I guess it was a lot of other people. Thankfully, Steve made the correct call and made it fair for everyone.
Now, Caleb, you started working your way up through late in the race. What changed out there on the racetrack, or what did you have that the other drivers didn't that you were able to take advantage of?
I was just so good at hitting the bottom and being stuck to it, where other drivers were driving in too hard and washing up. And I've been testing the bottom the entire 2 weeks that it was announced, knowing that it was going to rubber down around the bottom. And thankfully, Cardwell and Rumsey gave me something really good for the 100 lapper, and I was just able to hook the bottom and still have some tire left at the end. I really don't know how I got to 3rd, truthfully.
Still a great drive by you nonetheless. 120 drivers start, you finish 3rd. You've got to be ecstatic, with the quality of driver that was in the field here tonight. Also pick up a nice payday of $500 and also the Hard Charger Award that was sponsored here this evening as well.
Yeah, to finish behind Cardwell and Rumsey, that's something that, not many people can do. They're they're 2 best on the sim, and C was right there, Cruz, a lot of good guys, and just to come in here and be as good as what we were, even in the prelims, we were really good. We just got in a little tangle. It's truly amazing to be this competitive against these type of drivers and these type of races.
Aaron, what you got for our Hard Charger here tonight?
Durgy, a great run and a great race here. Parking the 33 ride here in position number 3. Normally we see it in those big block modifiers in the 358 mods. Here you are in a dirt street stock, so showing some of the best dirt street stock drivers in the simulator how to get it done here. It's late in the race. You work your way up through the field here and park it in the podium, man. How does it feel to be able to have so many of these great talented drivers that you've probably raced with quite a bit, but normally don't see them out there in the big blocks?
Yeah, I just started out in big blocks, and then I moved to late model since that's where the competition's at, and that's really all I run is late models now. But I figured I'd come get my shot in the Gobbler. I didn't expect anything out of it, truthfully. I'm not very good in these. Massey helped me along a lot, and Rumsey and them helped me for the 100, and I couldn't thank them enough. Without them, I would have been probably not even in this race, truthfully. So it's amazing again to finish behind Cardwell and Rumsey, the 2 best on the sim.
Absolutely, Caleb. As we look back through this one, it was probably around lap 80. You still really weren't inside the top 10. You were hanging around there in that 15th position area. And then, did you have a thought in your mind that you were going to be able to work yourself up into that 3rd spot, or were you just kind of content running back there, keeping yourself clean on the racetrack just around that top 10 area?
Yeah, the one restart I started like 14th or 16th or something. At that point in time, I was just content, gonna go to the bottom and try to pick off spots. And I don't know if someone missed a shift or something, but the whole outside line checked up and hit each other, and I passed them all. And at that point, I was good enough. I was turning the same lap times as the top 3 guys. So I knew we had something, and I just had to play my cards right, make correct moves, and not overdrive and wreck myself or someone else and get sent to the rear.
Absolutely. Well, you're able to hang on to that thing and keep it pointing in the right direction. Keep the front nose fairly clean here this afternoon as you park it up there in position number 3, our final podium position in the Spartan Transportation Gobbler 100. Caleb, congratulations with a great run and a strong performance here tonight.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Auto Excellent Contracting, GD's Taping and Painting, Dustin Hall for the Sweet Wrap, Rivers Racing, DDPC Value, Firewood, Taylor Rental. Again, everyone at taco.com. Ryan Miller, he told me before the track was even announced that I was going to be top 3. So, huge shout out to him and Massey and all of them for helping me get up here into this position.
Beauty. Well, Caleb, congratulations on a great run and a solid drive here. Coming home in position number 3 of the Gobbler 100. A heck of a drive. Congratulations on the hard charger. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you back in these dirt street talks very soon.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have saw 98 laps of the Gobbler. We'll call it the Gobbler 98 this season. Aaron, what's your final thoughts for this year's event?
So much good racing, man. So many talented drivers duking it out here for 2 nights of wild racing action, and to have it end that way, I mean, a fitting way to end it with some, it wasn't going to be controversy, I don't think, on the racetrack. I don't think we would have saw Logan Rumsey make any contact there with Hayden Cardwell. So, the server just had to crash and make it get that much more exciting right here at the end. Was the Gobbler 100 without a little bit of controversy at the end of a race.
Well, race fans, we want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. We want to thank all the sponsors: Spartan Transportation, Selena 52 Truck Stop, SLR Twitch, Next Level Gaming, Cody Williams Design, the Plum Wild Podcast, Leo's Roofing Services, Mid-South Mafia, and Logan Motorsports. I want to thank all the guys at Team VLR. I want to thank Brett Wheeler up here in the booth with us at Ultimate Dirt TV, giving us all the great live shots and camera action here this week. It's been a great race, great week for the Gobbler 100. And until our next event, we want to wish everyone a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and we'll see you back very soon at our next Crown Jewel VLR event.